Yeah, this live shit crazy. The eye. The eye on the screen. The eye on the screen tells it all. Yeah, the peeking eye. 11 o'clock in the morning. Just trying to see who I can catch off guard. Or who I can catch on guard. Live video come show. On stream, Hey sister, what's going on? How you doing? Oh, let me post that link. I'm about to post that link for you. Hold up. Oh, yeah, I'm just kind of stalling. I normally don't even come on here this early, but I had a minor emergency last night while I was trying to make the video. Water went to flowing out the garage, so I had to respond to that. I forgot all about the video. So I just wanted to come back and kind of close it out the right way. I didn't want to leave everybody hanging. But I just got a call a few minutes ago from a dude that subscribed to my channel. He actually in jail. It fucked me up that the fool called me from jail. He called me from a free phone. But it tripped me out that he called me, but it's strange to me that somebody I met on the internet reach out to me under them type of conditions. So that's what made it strange, but I appreciate it because that's what I want to try to create from this channel. But he said he was in jail under some unusual circumstances. I believe it like that. But yeah, you can click on that link and you can come in here. I know you was trying to ask me something. It'll give me a notification or something when you are actually trying to, when it's letting you in. But yeah, I don't know if nobody know him, but his name is they call him Backwood, I think. Yeah, they call him Backwood Gospel, I believe, Backwood something. But I met him on this YouTube, and he was just telling me he was in jail, kind of explaining the situation uh as to what happened and how he got there. So I didn't really know how to respond to it. So I responded, and I'm responding the only way that I can think that a nigga needs somebody to respond when they in jail. And I'm just sharing the situation with y'all, making y'all aware of it, because if anybody know him, or at least they know where he at and what he going through. What's up, big baby? And so I told him that I sent him a couple of chochos, $5-10 or something, but he really was just trying to make sure somebody understood where he was. So he gave me a bunch of numbers that pertain to him and his situation. What I do with what's up, big baby? Click the link and come on in here, because most of them women be scared to get in here. They be scared to be seen. So I'm trying to find some that ain't scared to be seen, so we can have a conversation. We can dialogue about this topic. But yeah, his name's Steve Shelton. He say he's in Fulton County. He gave me, I think, two numbers. One is 2211481, and he say he got a JID number called it's 1125448. His birthday is 2/21/83. you know, if anybody know him or hear about his situation and, you know, concerned enough to send him a quarter, you know, he say he'll appreciate it. But I'm just honored at the fact that he give me an opportunity to assist him in a situation at a time like that, because it ain't nothing like not having somebody you can call when you in a compromised state. And if you in jail, you most definitely in a compromised state. But yeah, this is the sequel to check boxes of the relationship. You know, I was talking last night and I had to get off of the live due to the situation. But, you know, when I got up this morning, I felt like I just threw a lot of information out there and we didn't really get no understanding about it. Or at least I didn't. I left kind of feeling like, damn, I wasn't through with the conversation, because we wasn't. So I'm basically just coming back to finish that conversation and to try to bring some understanding, shed some light on the conversation. But I got a few messages from a few people who had a lot of opinions. So I crunk it back up this morning so they can come in here and we can you know, talk about it. We can have a discussion about it. But got to get dressed. Get dressed then. Don't be coming on here not dressed. Everybody got to do something. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. Okay, that's cool, because I got something that I want to share with y'all. And this is from a book. I ain't gonna say the name of the book just yet, but this is just some information. And this is something that I want to start doing too, you know, kind of like encouraging people to start reading again. You know, so, you know, I read about a topic or read some information from a book, and then we can come back and dialogue about it. But since everything that I've been talking about been centered around labor relationships here lately, I just decided to go to one of the relationship Bibles. But it's called, this chapter or this title is called Remembering Our Differences. It say, without the awareness that we are supposed to be different, men and women are at odds with each other. We usually become angry or frustrated with the opposite sex because we have forgotten this important truth. We expect the opposite sex to be more like ourselves. We desire them to want what we want and feel what we feel. We mistakenly assume that if our partners love us, they will react and behave in certain ways, the ways we react and behave when we love someone. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Without the awareness that we are supposed to be different, men and women are at odds with each other. We usually become angry or frustrated with the opposite sex because we have forgotten this important truth. We expect the opposite sex to be more like ourselves. We desire them to want what we want and feel the way we feel. We mistakenly assume that if our partners love us, they will react and behave in certain ways, the ways we react and behave when we love someone. This attitude sets us up to be disappointed again and again, and it prevents us from taking the necessary time to communicate lovingly about our differences. Men mistakenly expect women to think, communicate, and react the way men do. Women mistakenly expect men to feel, communicate, and respond the way women do. We have forgotten that men and women are supposed to be different. As a result of our relationships are filled with unnecessary friction and conflict. I got somebody coming in here. Hey, what's up, Sutter? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm just you know, trying to be strategic about my movements today. I had a minor emergency last night, so I had to run off the live and, you know, take care of the situation. So I wanted to get up this morning and you know, finish the conversation, because, you know, women are always saying that men leave conversations unfinished. Yeah, we don't want
You
to
do.
finish the shit. So I'm trying to finish the conversation and not live up to the stereotypical image that's projected about men. So I'm trying to finish the conversation that I started last night, but I was sharing some information from a book. I call it a relationship Bible. And I think if we spend a little more time reminding ourselves of stuff that we already know, we could resolve a lot more confusion that exists in our interactions and dealings with each other. But you had a question or a statement or something, what you, and then first of all, let me say, I commend you for coming on here because you only like the second woman that I done been able to get to show her face on this camera. So I appreciate you for coming on here and giving offering a woman's perspective.
Listen, y'all got to take me as I am. Today I'm hustling today, so it's not a pretty sight today, but I am who I am. So take it or leave
Yeah, we take you the way you are.
it.
This ain't no superficial. You ain't got to have no big necklaces and money upside your ear to be recognized and respected over here. We dealing with some issues over here. We talking about some shit that matter. The shit that we can't talk about, but some kind of way we talking about it. So come on with it.
Okay. All right. Well, first off, before I get to the question that I text you regarding yesterday, I listened in after the fact because I was in church, and that's why I didn't come on last night because I wanted to come on last night. So I really, really liked your topic. But I listened into T and the other guys that were on there, and y'all was saying some real stuff. But there were, in my opinion, as a woman, there were some things that were left out because that female perspective was not on the line. And I think that I don't know the background of everybody that was on the line, so I can't make the assumption of where everybody comes from and the life they've lived. But from some of the things that were said, I was kind of like left kind of cringing a little bit. I was like, nah, that's not really, what. And one thing in particular was when the one gentleman was talking about the finances, like him having to a woman, she's not going to be able to match him financially if he hustling and getting the racks in the street, and she's not going to know how to purchase a house because she ain't ever seen that kind of money and things of that nature. What kind of women you dealing with, bruh? Where they come from? Where I come from, we get it. So, and if we don't, we help you get it if that's the case. So, I think that a lot of the overall issue is, number one, we don't know what we don't know, male or female. We don't know what we don't know. And if we're not communicating, and when I say communicating, not just talking, but listening as well, and using some good understanding, using some intellectual knowledge and some good understanding to try to understand where each other's coming from, we'll never reach what those check marks are or what they should be, and what the must haves and what you want. We'll never get there because on paper a nigga can look, he can be spotless, he can look so good, but in reality he's toxic or she's toxic. Um, and so we have to be mindful of those things on both sides
Yeah,
when we're.
hold up. Say that again.
I said, in a person can be beautiful, wonderful, perfect on paper. Like, yo, when I get your resume, all them boxes are checked off. You love family, you love my child, you're financially stable, you got that work, you love the Lord, all this good stuff. But then in reality, when you start putting all that stuff together and you really peel back the layers of a person, that person can be toxic, extremely toxic. Or that person can be a good person, but they're just not the person that's meant to be with you. They don't match your energy. So if y'all aren't intended to be together, no matter how good a person that is and how many of them boxes they check off, y'all are going to be toxic. You're not going to mesh well. Period. Um, and that's a lot of the problem that we have, because we have them boxes. We expect people to be a certain way, or we expect to have these these uh these things checked off. This is what we want. This is what we anticipate. But in reality, if you go into it without major expectations, you can't be let down. And I don't say that to say you don't have standards. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, I can't go into it putting a pressure on you and then look at you sideways when you can't meet my expectation. So my thing, and I've had to learn this. I had to learn this, and I had to learn how to number one, know that Devonta isn't perfect. Number one, that everything that I'm wanting, number one, I got to be able to give it. But the reality of the situation is this: I can't put an expectation on nobody else, because I'm not that person. If I'm willing to accept this person the way they are, I can't be mad, crazy, upset, looking sideways upside his head when I've accepted you the way you are. I can just, either I'm going to deal with it or I'm not. But we put these expectations on people, and sometimes they're unrealistic. Like one of my wants, one thing that I think I told you that I really wanted was him to be able to satisfy me physically. Like I want to be dealt with, and that's important to me. But do I throw away a absolutely wonderful marriage or situation because his piece don't work right, or because he's not in tune with himself or me physically? No, we work on it. We get it figured out. We make whatever adjustments we need to make. Financially. If he's not stable financially, and I say in my mind and in my heart, okay, I'm gonna accept him. You know what, Devonta, you gotta have enough grit in you that y'all gonna build together. As long as he will work and y'all got the potential, and you can help this man build, you can be his background for his foreground. Hey, we can do it. But again, that's easier said than done. And two, I gotta remember that when I get in the situation. Otherwise, I'll throw it up in your face.
Now, see what you saying, that's fine, because see, you understand that you going into this situation recognizing and realizing that these boxes haven't been checked. So you taking a gamble. You saying, I'm willing to go in this relationship, even though I would like for this to be a box that's been checked. It's not checked, but I think that I can stimulate him enough to where this box can become a check and not an X. See, that's the decision that people should have. They should have enough information to understand that I'm going into the day. All I'm doing is just, I want us to be aware. I'm trying to approach this conversation like I'm talking to my kids. So I try to say, I want to equip them with the best information that they need to make the decisions that they're going to need to make. Now, whether or not they make their decisions based off of the information that I done provided them with, that's on them. But see, those are normal people. I'm talking about people that's fucked up like me. We didn't know nothing about all of this kind of strategic thinking. All we knew is that we seen somebody that we liked, and we wanted to knock something. And a lot of times, that's all the relationship was about. We wasn't giving a damn about who their mama was, who their great grandma was, what kind of stuff they was taught, because that didn't affect nothing. All we was after was a hit it and quit it in most cases, and hit it and stay with it if it's right and tight. But most of the time, we didn't have this information. Shit, I'm damn near on the back half of life, and I'm just starting to understand that this is shit that I should have been operating with and making decisions with when I was 15 and 16 years old. So that's why what you say?
I said that's a good point because you know what? We don't raise our kids to think, to intellectually be to think through these situations. We don't teach them how to process these real life situations, and so it gets it leads to adults that can't function in the right way. Hold on, I need to order my Starbucks. One moment.
Yeah, yeah. What's up, big baby?
How you doing?
I'm doing
Hi.
good. How you doing?
I'm good.
Can
So
I
I,
get a double shot of
Hold on, let
espresso
me
and
mute her
on
for a
ice
minute.
and a venti?
All right, boo. I muted you. Hold on.
okay.
Now you can go, big baby. I had to mute her out because she was ordering.
So for basically for me, I feel like a lot of times we pick stuff that we like, what we see. So when you said like back in the day you didn't know what you needed or how you should have been picking women, a lot of them pick women according to their looks, their body style. They don't pick women that are I think are a lot of times beneficial for them. A lot of times they see women as okay, um, she's a good girl. She'll do this, she'll do that. So sometimes I think, like, say, for instance, my friend yesterday, she's the type that they will pick, a guy would pick just because she looks very innocent.
Where's she
Innocent.
at? I don't believe she look innocent. Where's she at? Put her
She does
on the camera.
lady, but she does look like okay. Hey, I'm about to take her for a little round.
Let me see. Don't lead the witness. Show me a picture and let me see what I think she look like. Don't
Okay.
tell me what I'm gonna think she look like. I don't believe that. I believe that the woman look like she can be taken easy. I want to see a picture.
Well, I will have to send you one Monday. But a lot of guys. Well, penitentiary. I'll say the penitentiary guys because those are the ones that come out and don't have nothing. So a lot of them base their they look at hey, oh, she fine as wine or whatever. But ultimately, they don't look at somebody that's going to be there for the long haul. Meaning, hey, you looked at all these boxes. She's this, she's that. She has, great personality. She has great character. She holds herself in a particular way. She carries herself in a way, in a manner that you know that she should be. She's of high quality, meaning that she needs somebody to be able to compliment her. I'm not saying that you can't have a man that's been in the penitentiary because I have. I had a husband.
I was just getting ready to address you talking about them penalty. Now, for the most part, most penitentiary niggas full of shit. But you got a few niggas that come out and represent, and I was gonna speak up for them few, but I'm gonna let you make it since you came back and clean. I was trying not to be rude, but boy, I'm over here rocking in my seat.
Hey,
But say,
hey,
hold up.
firsthand, because hey, I married one of them suckers. And baby, when I tell you, they come out, all of them preachers. They all of them preachers when they
That's a
down there.
lie. That's a
One,
goddamn. That's a goddamn lie. Yeah,
tell
that's
me,
a goddamn
all
lie.
of them
I
preachers, they down there testifying about what they gonna do when they get home and everything. Then they come home. Hey, they all right for that first month. Then them niggas all off the chain. They just seen all this good juice out here. And then they want to say, she this, she that. And then you get married 2 or 3, 4 times. I don't
say,
understand. I don't understand.
well,
You going backwards and forward. But you got somebody that's done held you down. Done held you down all these years. You done sit here and waited. You done put everything on hold for them.
that's not
But
just prison guys though.
that
That's people
is
in
true.
general when they ain't rightly grounded.
You got some guys that's right out here and you with them and you hold them down, and them suckers still won't do what they supposed to do, because now it's like, hey, this is just a game that we play. This is what they enjoy doing, being able to switch, going back and forth. And like you said, with them STDs, these people they're not looking at your health. You with this man, he come home every night, but yet and still when he go out, he do his thing or whatever. But he don't look at the sole purpose that, hey, you got a good woman at home, and you're not trying to do your ultimate best to make y'all stuff to be the best, to grow each other.
Yeah, that just mean he still bullshit. Most of the time he trying to gigolo. You can wait him out, because when that dick quit working so good, he gonna submit. He gonna compromise a little bit. He just priding himself on the fuck. But you said something, and because you told me that you believe drug tests should be mandatory in relationships, right?
Yes, because a lot of times when you get these cats, the appearance is, when you first see them, they out there, they looking good or whatever. You don't see all this stuff. But some of these guys have these underlying little things that they do when they're not around you. So a lot of times, if you don't know what's going on, and then you pull this cat off in there later on down in the relationship, that's when you find out, when all your money is gone. Y'all down here, y'all trying to put things together, and you trying to figure out why in the hell I ain't got no money.
That's when you done went into the relationship without evaluating and identifying and checking the boxes. But see, I agree with you, because a whole lot of people have they recreational activities that you never know nothing about. And I think that we should know this type of stuff about each other, because if you get stimulated by the right type of shit, you can become a whole nother person. It's certain drugs that put you when your mind is altered, your personality, your character is altered. So that's why it's important to know for real. And then somebody that's with you, they shouldn't have a problem with you knowing that they on drugs, if they on drugs. And if you ain't on drugs, you shouldn't have a problem being drug tested. And a lot of people just gonna have problems and feel like you trying to govern them, and you should be governed and you should be monitored if you expecting, or if we expecting, and we serious about building something and having a progressive future together and a peaceful presence.
Now, don't get me wrong. I've had like some problems every now and then with my neuropathy. So the doctors say, hey, weed and weed pretty much help with the THC or whatever it is. It helps with the nerves in your feet. I don't have no problem with that. But it's the people that got that extra stuff added in. But if you're a constant blower, then I might have a problem with that, because that's not me. That has never ever been my take on blowing. You see what I'm saying? But some of the folks have to blow every day. It's like they can't make it without blowing. But I can see if it's a medicine that you need.
I was dating I was dating this guy, and you know him. And I saw a future. Like, I literally, it was at a point where I was like, okay, you know what? This person, I think he has some good character, and I think that he would treat me well. I didn't think that, I didn't necessarily like the person he was to other people per se, but the way he treated his woman and even his ex, the way he took care of her and treated her when she was alive was immaculate, you know. And we were cool, we were good, but I come to find out you got a problem with K2. Ain't that what it's called? That's what it was called?
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that too.
Yeah. So
hold up a minute. Hold up. I see a comment that I want you to comment on, but Dude, Rod Davis say if you giving drug tests, then you must be crying. If you giving drug tests, then you must be crying. Nah, it was another. Oh, Lavar say, if you have to drug test, that's a relationship you might not want to be in. The thing about it, homie, is you never know who you got to drug test. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
because if you ain't tested a person, they can tell you anything. So you never know what relationship is a relationship you might not need to be in. But I know that on average, relationships got a bunch of hidden corners. Yeah, it's a
That's right.
lot of hidden shit that go on in relationships. And if you think you know everything about somebody that you with, then you just an exceptionally intelligent person. But yeah, you never know which
Or you're
relationship
mistaken.
is the relationship that you need to be drug testing somebody in. You might ought to try it. It might be a good sheer change of pace. But yeah, what you say now?
No, I was saying that found out that he was on K2, and I found out from someone else. Someone else told, like, pulled my coattail to it, and then I found out, like, I started looking for the signs, and when I looked for it, I found what I was looking for, and it was so bad that it ended up embarrassing him, like putting him in situations where he couldn't handle himself, where he ended up embarrassing himself. And it was ultimately one of them things where I called his mama and I was like, look, get down here, you know, because I don't know what to do. And that right there, I can honestly say that was the main reason that we ended up splitting up. And um, so I do think that if there's any doubt, or there's anything, any inclination or any doubt, or if it's not transparency in a relationship, because for me, like, I don't smoke anymore, but if my mate smoke, okay, I don't want him, like, I don't want it all over the place, like bad, but I don't have a problem with you smoking weed. I'm a weed baby, whatever. So I just don't smoke no more. But I don't want there to be any guesswork. I don't want you want to think that you're smoking marijuana and then come to find out you snorting powder, you doing this, you doing that, you know, whatever. So if there is any inclination, any doubt, and a lack of transparency within the relationship, then yes, drug test them, whatever, STD test them, all that.
I don't think it should be in there that to constitute the test. I think the test should just be all
An
right.
auto.
If I'm
Yeah,
telling
that's
you,
fine. It shouldn't be a problem.
but I'm just playing. I'm just kind of looking at it from both perspectives. I can understand people having a problem with it, but I can't understand why they would have a problem with it. Uh, because why you okay? That's just like my medical records. If I'm serious about being with you and we serious about being with each other, why wouldn't I want you to know my medical records? I mean, if I
Okay,
if
now
I want to if I want to ask you to allow me to embrace you, and I'm gonna enter you without no protection, that's what I'm really getting at. How do you allow a
yeah,
person to somebody breaking up? Uh, but yeah, how do
if
you allow
you
a
are
person?
in, listen, if you in a relationship like that and y'all are that serious, then it should not be a problem. There shouldn't be a problem with someone sharing their medical records, their STD tests. Y'all, hell, y'all doing it together. You should, and let me go a little step further. If y'all are gonna procreate, y'all need to share medical records so you know what's in your genes. Because some stuff, especially within black folks or ethnic people, the sickle cell trait can be passed. And if both of y'all got the sickle cell trait, you have a child that you have full blown sickle cell. You know, it's a lot of different things. So I absolutely agree with you. It should not be a problem. But here's where the problem comes in. People have a problem with their privacy and with transparency. And it makes me ask, well, what you got to hide? That's what it
How
makes
much
me ask.
how much privacy you need
Exactly.
How much?
If we
How
shed
much?
sin, if go
How
ahead.
much privacy do you need if you with somebody that you serious about being with? And I see somebody say, if you gotta test them, get up out of there. Well, a whole lot of people gotta test them and ain't testing them, and they are suffering consequences from not testing them.
I don't think,
So
but it's let's look at it from a different perspective, brother. It's not that I gotta test you. It's not that I have to test you, or even that I have any doubt. It's that we're laying it on the table. It's transparency. I don't have to test you. If I gotta test you, then there's some doubt, and I'll need to be with you, like the person said. But I don't have to test you. It's just it is our transparency with each other. You know me, I know you. You're entering me, baby. Listen, if I'm letting you come inside of me, then I need to know what you're shooting in me. Period. And the
right,
same thing, you need to know where I've been. And like I said, even further, you need to know, it needs to be more than just your, I need to know your history. I need to know, does bipolar run in your family? Or does paranoid schizophrenia run in your family? Are you stable? Are you medicated right now? What medications are you taking? Are you going to throw my pH off when we having sex because you got this, and going on? Tell me. Tell me,
you
or let's talk about it. Let's see the doctor. We can do it together. I don't want to mess you up, and you don't want. You can't. I don't need you messing me up.
and you need to find out if the person suffers from dysfunctional norms like me. See, I'm a dysfunctional
Okay.
motherfucker, and it's my norm. And I didn't even realize it until here recently, but I'm a dysfunctional, abnormal person. So a person needs to know this about people prior to getting so involved with them. Because I can't tell you, I didn't know when I first met you 12 years ago. I just realized this here within the last year. But I got a lot of dysfunctional norms because I'm a dysfunctional motherfucker.
We
So
knew you was dysfunctional, baby. We knew you was dysfunctional.
yeah, but I'm saying this is stuff that people need to know about each other. And it ain't discriminatory like this is towards the man. I think both parties should be subject to this. I think
Right.
that especially if you over 30 years old, if you, well, I say 40. If you fortunate enough to make it to 40 and you still running around here bullshit. Cause see, one thing I know is that STDs and HIV and AIDS, that shit been on the rise. They just downplaying it. And everybody acting like that shit don't exist. Like we don't be running around here rolling the dice with our life. I know because I done it before. I done did some shit and I knew goddamn well I didn't have no business doing that shit. And now I'm scared the motherfucker. I'm scared to go get an AIDS test and all kind of shit. I had to live with that type of fear.
It's plenty
No,
free
I'm
places
serious.
to go.
No, I'm talking about this was when I was living like that. I beat and did some shit, and man, I got to take an age test, and my blood pressure done went up. I'm trembling like a motherfucker. Oh, I got to. Who is this we got coming up in here? Man, dude, don't come on up in here with that bullshit this morning, man. But yeah, I done had to go take an age test and been trembling like a motherfucker. And then I'm talking about my nuts all up in my stomach. Boy, when that goddamn results come back and I know I'm in the clear, I'm gonna talk some shit. But prior to them results coming through, I was scared them up. And I know it's a whole lot of people because I got a lot of partners, and I know niggas be reckless with that dick. They ain't gonna say it. They ain't got a lot of baggage to prove it, but I know for a fact. Cause yeah, I know a whole bunch of niggas, and we be reckless with that dick. Not me no more, cause I'm an old nigga. And I try to live right now. But when I was ratchet with it, yeah, I was reckless with that dick.
Okay. Hey, I'm finna mute because I gotta go in my office. Hold on.
All right. What's up with it? Dude, what you got?
Man, I just jumped on. I'm just trying to see what's happening, man. I saw y'all serving game, so I said, let me just jump in and see what's happening. I don't even know what's happening. I just want to hear what's going on, man.
Man, what's happening is we trying to figure out how we keep getting in these fucked up dilemmas that we call relationships. Cause we blind man shuffle into these relationships, and then we end up in an entrapment. It ain't a relationship, it's an entrapment because we came into the relationship under the wrong pretenses with the wrong aspirations. But we did it unknowingly. So I'm trying to put some information out there to where when we go into relationships now, we go into relationships knowing fully well and fully
Right.
aware that this is an investment of our time, our energy, and it's certain stuff that you got to check the box on before you make an investment. If you going to go buy a house, it's certain things, it's certain boxes that's got to be checked before you put your money down in that house. Your person is way more valuable than your money, but we'll invest our person into another person and we ain't did no research on the person.
So after you did all your box checking, do you think that that relationship still gonna be stable?
I don't think nothing. I think I just checked the boxes. I think I just got a rough idea of what I'm dealing with and how I can deal with it and what I believe about how I want to invest in it. It gives me something to make a decision off of. Because if I tell a woman to take a drug test and she tell me no, if I ask her to take an age test and she tell me no, nigga, I'm interviewing another candidate.
Okay, so therefore, now she done took her age test. She done did all that you told her to do. She done did that. Okay, who to say that that she still ain't been letting somebody else come inside that coochie though?
Man, I ain't worried about all of that. I'm worried about me. If somebody was coming in it before I came in it, what I'm trying to do is make sure it didn't get contaminated while it was getting calmed in. Because I'm trying to protect me. I don't want to run up in there and die. Yeah, I'd rather move on to the next one. I don't want to run up in there and have my health compromised.
All right,
I
Bobby,
think yeah,
go ahead.
I think this is basic information and understanding that a person need before they can make a decision as to whether or not they want to. If I ask somebody, let's go take an age test, and they stood a step, man, I'm on to the next. I don't, you too high risk. I can't live that high risk at damn near 50. Yeah, let them young niggas have that. When I was 14, 15, I would have rolled them dice. But I ain't rolling them dice now at damn near 50. Yeah,
So
I done
every
got
girl,
scared.
so every girl you meet now, you gonna roll it. You gonna take them to get an age test, and before you can even go further with them.
If I'm on fuck with her, you goddamn right.
There's my thing is this here. That's good. My thing is this here. There's no way to prepare yourself for a relationship, homie. Right? My thing is this here. A relationship is a learning experience for both parties. Because where I look at it is this here. For one, you are a female and I am a male, which automatically put us at a standpoint that we are not the same. We are not the same. So with that being said, we must learn each other. And the only way you're gonna learn each other is through experiences. So her to not be in a bad relationship or whatever relationship. I just look at it like, you just gotta have a stomach to understand that a relationship, hey man, that motherfucker could be towed down tomorrow. A relationship that you've been together for 30 years could be towed down tomorrow, homie. And it's not because they can whatever it be, it's all about nigga, we might have grew apart from each other. Nigga, you might don't have the same stamina no more. Nigga, I'm looking for certain things out of life. It's not even about finances. It's more about nigga, what are we willing to do? Everybody don't want $1 million. Some people just want to have a couple of dollars and be happy. So relationships are based off of the parties and what they willing to go through, what they willing to really like, what y'all want to go through in this relationship.
So
You
do
know what I'm
her.
saying?
So they have like they got them COVID tests going around and shit. You can take COVID tests at home. Should they have them AIDS tests at home? So instead of when you have a condom, you got an AIDS test right there next to it. You make the bitch take the AIDS test before y'all get in the bed and shit.
Man, that's my strategy is this here. Man, listen, when you dealing with a female, and this is real life, when you dealing with females out here, or you dealing with males, say, baby, how you doing? I want to go get a test. Okay, cool, let's go get a test. But I ask myself, am I gonna ask all females that? I wouldn't even do myself like that. I wouldn't be. I
Well,
would.
that if you pay attention, that's why we had a variety of check boxes. That's why it's a whole. Cause see, some niggas don't care about catching AIDS. Some niggas fuck other niggas in the ass. They don't bar that age. So
They
to
don't.
each his own. You know, yeah, but
But I'm saying,
But that's not
I'm
something they
45.
teaching no more though. They're not teaching nobody no shit like that no more.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
ain't. That's why I'm talking about it, cause they ain't talking about it no more. They want to act like it don't exist, and they can give you a pill to take it away in a day. I want to try to teach my kids to circumvent it altogether. So any information I can get them to equip them to safeguard themselves, you know, that's what I plan on doing. So it's like this though. You take what worked for you and you throw away what don't. But see, some people just live more reckless than others. Some people gonna hear it and say, "Yeah, I like that. I think that's a good idea. I'll incorporate that." If so, cool. Some people say, "I think that's bullshit. I ain't going that far." That's cool. It's about what worked for you. I'm just trying to get some dialogue going on it, cause it ain't no right way or no wrong way. Cause if it was a blueprint of guaranteed success, I would want the motherfucker. I ain't seen nobody putting that down yet. Yeah, ain't no absolute science to relationship.
Nah, it ain't. I swear to God, I'm waiting for the book to come out.
Yeah. But I'm just talking about stuff that I think is important. But that's the whole purpose of this
It's
conversation.
very,
You
it's
come
very,
and
like what you saying is very, very important, homie. It's very important because what you bringing is you said, you telling the world, y'all willing to, y'all are not willing to go the extra mile to make sure that y'all having a safe, y'all dealing with somebody that's safe when it comes down as far as their physical ability and whatever it might be. So I get what you're saying. Now I wholly get what you, you know what I'm saying? And
So when man was created, was this thought of when man was created?
say that again.
So when man was created, was this thought of back then? So do all of us have a part of that in us?
A part of what? I'm not getting it.
man, don't start. It's early in the morning. You finna confuse the shit out of me, man.
So
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
so
it's
when they
early.
created man, were they thinking about AIDS and shit back then when they
No, they
created
wasn't.
man?
Well, when
No, they
God
wasn't.
and there was there improper knowledge what hadn't been introduced yet, so and you can't even draw a parallel with that because if that's the case, it's a whole lot of things. The way we manage relationships, the way we manage our upbringing, it would be different. So bringing up, was it like that when when God created man is not not relevant because um, number one, life expectancy was different. People's habits were different. We're talking about now and the fact that there's so much going on now, and in my mind, and this is just my opinion, it's not said that it was a must. I think that it would be a priority because of the transparency situation in the relationship. So whether it they used to do it, whether they have the technology or whatever, whenever, I want my relationship transparent. I want my I want my husband, whatever my partner, my mate to know that look, this is me, all of me, and I need all of you. So it's bigger than just STD. What saying is absolutely right. It's sad. It's not like incorrect knowledge because at the end of the day, if you're with a woman or with whatever, a man who whatever, and they didn't disclose this little thing, and it jacks up your life. It don't have to be TV. It can be like I said earlier. If he throw off your pH to somebody that has diabetes, that can make this woman real sick. So, you know, it's more to think about than just the STD token of it. It's about the transparency and me being open and me being available for my partner, period.
So what you
That
okay? I'm gonna ask you a question, right? Say this here, right? You with a guy, you been with a guy. I'm gonna say you been with a guy like 2, 3 years, right? And he so happened to go get tested, and he got diabetes. But the first time that he went, he was healthy. But when he was with you, he got diabetes or he got whatever, right? Now, with the medication that he got to take, it might throw off your pH balance a little, whatever, right? What would be your next result? Will you continue that relationship or will you
Absolutely.
end that relationship?
No, we continue the relationship. We just make adjustments. If I know
Right.
that,
Then
or
you start using contraceptives that help.
yeah, but
Because then
here's
at this point,
we know
I know that you have.
what I'm trying like for your example, the knowledge is the part of it. If I know what we're dealing with, we can make adjustments. We can fix it. If I know that what you got going on is throwing my pH off, guess what? I can make adjustments. I can do what I need to do to make sure that I don't get sick from it and to help you. Let's become healthier together. You know,
Okay, okay, good knowledge.
wait.
Well,
Good game, good game, good
no,
game,
I
good game,
mean,
good game.
none of the information that you gather about somebody is you gathering it to discriminate against them. You gathering the information about the other person so you can make better informed decisions about that person and how y'all gonna do what y'all trying to do. But hold on a minute, dude, because I got a question since we got two ladies on here. Somebody say, I don't know nothing, but I can't answer this shit. They say, do you know what the purpose of a vagina is? That might be a question a woman need to answer. I don't think you want to ask me that. Yeah, I don't want to incriminate myself, but I don't know enough to try to answer that. So y'all tell us what the vagina is for, the purpose of the vagina.
I guess the good Lord decided that that's the place that we need to procreate and continue to grow. But I'm assuming, back in the day, God wanted us to be with a husband to be able to create all these children.
for the extension of life and mankind.
Yeah, you can't answer that same shit. You can't accumulate yourself. Uh,
Oh,
Shit, because sometimes some female don't know what they coochie cat is good for. They
But
think
it's
it's
too
good
many
just for
females
goddamn
trying to
poking the
become males
vagina.
out here. So what that's saying?
What?
Well, hey, it spoke about that in the
Hey,
Bible
that's
back
a
that
whole
we're doing all
that's
kinds of
a
stuff.
topic because that is a whole nother topic because gender roles are so crossed up and messed up all across the board. But that comes from people. One other thing that we brought up yesterday, saying was people not loving and knowing themselves. So there is gender identity and gender roles that have been confused um, a lot. But at the same time, that's not the issue we're talking about right now. That's a whole nother topic, and we probably can talk about that one. That would be a good one. Saying, but
yeah, but hold on, because while I got you talking and you vibing and you thriving, let me get you. Cause see, you said, and I hear women say this a lot, and it's simple. It's a simple phrase, but it's a complicated understanding for me and my little old mind. But yeah, I don't know enough to try to explain. I know when to be quiet, cause I only the shit I know only makes sense to me and my kind. So that's why I got him on here. Cause yeah, I would have said something totally off base asking me what I think of vagina is for. It just depends on what time of the day you ask me that question. But yeah, so yeah,
That
but
it
you
depends on what
said
time of day.
yeah, it depends on what time of the day. Yeah, you lying to me talking about I know what it's for. Shit, it depends on what time of the day it is. But you said that a man need to be yeah, you say a man need to be God conscious. And we use that phrase a lot, but I don't know if a whole lot of people understand what it means. Can you bring some understanding to that phrase? Where
absolutely.
old boy go? Oh,
So
there you go. He's still on there.
so one of the things, the absolute main thing for me is that he be my husband, God. Like I alluded to a moment ago, uh, gender roles and have been very confused and mixed up amongst our. But here's the importance of a man serving a power or being submissive unto God. I cannot respect, well, I can respect anybody, but I can allow you to lead me when I don't know who's leading you and there's not a playbook written. Like, it doesn't make sense. So for me to be comfortable enough to be open and available in everything and to trust you to lead the family and to make the decisions and be the head and me be the neck and all this, I got to know where your head is and what you're submitted to. If you're not submitted to anything, and if you're not like dedicated to something and honoring something that makes you honor yourself, you're never going to be able to honor me. You're not going to be able to lead me, because when you're, especially, okay, so here's the other thing. When you're dealing with, like myself, for example, a lot of people, the way they categorize women that live like me is like an alpha female. But an alpha female can only be submissive to an alpha male. And for that reason, I have to be absolutely certain that this man is going in the direction that God intended him to go. And the way you do that is you know what he's submitted to. So it's important that he has the inward nature of Christ, that he has morals, values, and they align with what my morals and values are, and that he submitted to God first. Because number two, it's not my place to check my husband ever. It's not my place to correct him. It's not my place to check him. It's not my place to like, tell him.
Hold up. Excuse my, accept my rudeness. Shout out to the woman that recognized and verbalized that she acknowledged her place. She know her place and respect her place. Shout out to you, because it ain't a whole bunch of your kind. So shout out to you for representing and making it known and understood that you understand and expect and respect the fact that you got a place.
Now it's stuff that go on with that, right? It's
Oh,
not.
I
A
mean,
lot.
we,
It's a
but I
whole lot
still
going on with that.
It's not, like I said. It's place to correct him and all. That's God's place. That's
hold up. Oh, excuse me. I got to get this right. I got to throw this back in your lap because somebody just threw it to me. The Prince 432 say it's no such thing as alpha female, in my opinion. All right, but go ahead.
opinions are like everybody has one, so it's his opinion. So keep it moving. But here's the thing. Let me explain that. So because I know who he submitted to, I don't have to worry about checking him and correcting him. And I also know that because our ideals align, he's gonna respect my opinion. When I come to him, he's it's like he's the head, but I'm in his ear. I'm his neck. He knows I'm holding him up. He knows I got him. So when I speak, if I take my time to open my mouth and spit some game to him, he's going to hear me. And so for me to be able to trust that and trust him to make a good decision, I got to know who he's submitted to. Period. Like, that's so important. That is above all things. And also, with him being submitted unto God, it teaches me how he's going to love himself and, in essence, love me and carry me. So that's why it's important.
So you stand beside your man or behind your man?
I stand wherever he needs me, because if ever he falls, guess who's right there, and I'm gonna carry that football into the end zone. Wherever he needs me to be, that's where I'm gonna be.
Mm, mm.
Well, I like that. I like that dialogue, but
Here,
I
here. Go ahead.
I feel like every female, we. I mean, everybody. When you say you were alpha female, and that's overstood, but when you dealing with a man that's a man, I mean, just a pure man that's being able to orchestrate and move the way he moves, you must understand that it's always going to be a conflict when you have two alpha people that
Mm-mm.
have two strong mindsets,
No,
right?
it's not.
So
Because
so
I'll,
that's just life.
That's
It's
where the
called
compromising comes in.
but
that
you,
what life. That exactly that's why I said. So
baby,
now here we are. We back to the struggle. again. We back to struggle.
It's
Cause you
not
got females that say if
true.
you submissive, does that mean that you are you still alpha because you a submissive woman?
We, yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But see, a man is a man and a woman is a woman. I can't never be a man. I can never be a man. I ain't gonna try to be a man. I ain't never thought about being a man. I just because we're both alpha, see that all that means is that we match energy. We match energy. And what it also means is that I need to fall right in behind him or beside him or wherever he needs me to be able to work together. We match energies. We combine like this. This is how that it's not I'm an alpha here, alpha, we gonna rah. No, we don't bump heads because we have an agreement. That's what him being the leader, and that's what me knowing who he's submissive unto, that makes me be confident and understand that this man got me, he's gonna protect me. All the roles, everything that he has to take care of, he got. And on the same token, all this stuff that he needs his alpha woman to take care of, she got. And it's like this. It's not ever a broken chain because we match energies. But
That just sounds perfect.
we can only match energies when we know where we're going, where our head is, who we are. That's the only way we can do that.
So
I
there
mean,
is a
I,
such thing as a perfect relationship. Then it's
Yes,
what you're
sir.
saying.
What say it again, please?
I said. So what you're saying is there is a such thing as a perfect relationship. Then
I'm saying that there is a such thing as a couple that is intended and meant to be together. Every relationship is going to have issues. Everybody is going to have to communicate or whatever. We're human, so we got to work through stuff. So it's no such thing as, oh, there's not, it's going to be hunky dory. No problem. No, I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying that with work and people being dedicated, it can be done.
with work and dedication, it can be done. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what I said. I didn't. He asked if I had said that there was a perfect relationship, and the word perfect. Um, if he was saying that, I was assuming that there are not going to be any issues in a relationship. No, I didn't say that. What I'm saying is there's relationships where people go so well together and they're intended to be together, but it takes work. They have the same mindset. They work toward. They communicate all those things. They work well together.
Uh, Miss Hartfield say, "Do men really listen to their woman?"
Yep.
Uh, I mean, I think so. Yeah, I think people. Yeah, I think men listen to their women, and I think women listen to their men. But I think we propagate it like it don't exist, like it don't happen. But do women recognize when a man is listening or not? I mean, what are the signs that a woman feel like she need to see that mean he listening?
If she shut up and pay attention, she will. But a lot of times, like you did the topic, when you talked about do black women talk? Remember when you did that? One of the things was um, we. I'm gonna say in this term. A lot of times, women they talk before they think. They listen to get or listen. So if a woman shuts her mouth and listens for understanding and try to get to, yeah, you'll see. And you can even let me tell you how cold it gets, saying you can even if your man or whatever male you're dealing with, whether it be in corporate America or whatever, even if you speak and he doesn't immediately respond, you can look at him and watch how he moves and see him thinking. I did one of my colleagues right now, I'm working on a project with him. He listens to everything I say, but he doesn't respond because of the way he processes. So I got to look at this fool and I'm watching the way he's moving and watching his wheels turning, and a day or two later, he's going to come back and regurgitate everything I gave to him. But immediately, a lot of times women want immediate regurgitation or immediate justification of what they said, or for a man to understand it immediately. But that's not how women, or that's not how men work all the time. Sometimes y'all got to chew on stuff to get an understanding, you know? And the same thing with women, because a lot of times we'll hear something and we'll pick it apart for the surface stuff instead of really getting to, oh, this is what he was saying, or this is what he meant, you know?
But to be honest, sometimes we ain't listening. Yeah, sometimes we don't want to hear that shit. Yeah, sometimes we don't want to hear that shit. Uh, yeah, just to be straight up, sometimes we don't want to hear that shit. Some of that shit ain't for the man to hear. Yeah, some of that shit she need a homegirl for. But see, most of the niggas that do a lot of listening is niggas that ain't doing nothing but bullshitting anyhow. Yeah, but most of the niggas that do a lot of listening is the niggas that's bullshitting. The new niggas. The new niggas do more listening than the old niggas because the old nigga been listening for years. The new nigga real attentive to everything he hear because he need to regurgitate it back to you to make it appear that y'all connected and y'all understand each other and y'all vibing with each other. Man, niggas listen when it's beneficial for them to listen. But most of the time, it just depends on what he listening to. Yeah, most niggas ain't paying attention. Most niggas don't listen to another nigga. Most niggas don't listen to their own thoughts. So it just depends on where he at. Most of the time, hell no, nigga don't be listening.
But you know what? What ends up happening, especially if he's dealing with a female that's like really on something, you didn't listen. Now you bump your head, and we back to square one. And then
That's nigga shit. That's nigga shit. That's what niggas do. That's nigga shit. Don't listen, fuck up, get in a compromised state and then say, ah, damn, I should have listened. Yeah, baby, I'm sorry. God, I mean, that's nigga shit. That's the type of shit we do. Most of them sweet ass niggas that be doing all that listening, they bullshitting. Them side niggas. That's them new niggas that's just driving up into the situation. Once they beat them, been with you by 4-5 years, they ain't gonna be listening like that no more. Yeah, they listening.
Let me put something on top of that though. They may not be listening no more, but see, by then they've learned how you think. So you can basically tell me how I'm thinking through. You're gonna tell me what I probably would have said. Because at least by 4 or 5 years, you should know me well enough to say, "Oh, baby, you know what? Babe, this is what she was finna say, or this, you know what? This is what she would have done, or this is what she would have told me to do in the situation." If you was listening to me and learning me, if you were learning me and learning the thought process, and like I said, if we matching energies, you would know what like for example, let me give you an example.
Most men listen to manipulate.
A lot of them do. Let me.
Most of us listen to manipulate.
So my husband, one thing one thing that I have listened to is his concern about me always packing my pistol and being very mindful of what's around me and so on and so forth, right? So I used to be like, I've always, had guns, carried my guns here, there, whenever I wanted to, whenever I thought about it. And then I never paid attention to all the carjackings, all the people getting, all this stuff. But that's something that from day one, he always drill into me. You don't need to be moving around at this time, this, and this. So now I know on that safety level, that's how he thinks, and that's the way that he tries to make sure I'm protected. So now I always think, you got your pistol. Is your pistol in the, what you doing? What time are you going to make it home? Are you going to have the kids? Where you going to have to park? This, that, and the third. I think like he thinks on that level, on that subject, So that was just an example because he's been drilling that into me for so long. You know what I mean? So
right.
And vice versa. So like he may run into a situation where he about to go off on somebody and it'll click for him and he'll be like, baby would tell me to tame the beast. Or baby will tell me XYZ, let me go chill, let me go think about it and figure out another way to de-escalate the situation and still get my point across and get what I need. People in power positions don't have to stoop to these levels. So those are the things that here. So he replays that now. At least I hope he.
Okay, now let me. What's up, T? Done come in here. This
Hey,
yes. Miss Hartfield asked some strange questions. It appears strange to me. I don't know. It's just I'ma just say some questions. But she got the hell of a mind. She say, "Are men jealous of their children?" So just the me and me gonna say, "Are women jealous of their children?" If you can ask that about a man, it ought to be able to be asked about a woman. I'm just throwing that out there. And then she say why. And she also say that you hitting home runs. She say the women on the panel ain't no joke. So y'all represent for the women.
thank you. You know what? I don't think that men are necessarily jealous of the children. They may be jealous of the treatment or they agree with how the children, the place that they're put in the family and how they're treated within the family. And that has something to, it could be twofold. It could be this woman has made it painstakingly clear that you're not the head of this household. So all of this is going to come first. Or it could be him having some insecurities with what's going on with the children and all this stuff. But it's problems. But I will say this, if my man is the head of my household and I'm treating him as such, and he comes after no one besides God in my household, then he's going to honor his children, he's going to honor his wife, and that's going to show in how our household works. That's going to show in how we fix the plates or feed the children or who says the prayer at the table or who stuff our iron first, and the little bitty things, but it has to do with each person knowing again their role and how you work together with it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Somebody say, is she a counselor or a therapist? Yeah, she a part of the therapy group we got online. Yeah, we all therapists. We counseling each other. Yeah, she's a counselor and a therapist.
I'm
Yeah, you are too. So do they compete for the time? Come on here and ask them questions, Miss Hartfield. Yeah,
they
you doing a whole bunch of typing. Come on here and talk. We need to hear the rhythm in your voice when you asking these questions. Where these kind of questions coming from? Yeah, come on here and talk.
you know what, I can understand what she's saying. They're coming from a place because it happens. That absolutely happens. But the thing is, they should never compete for the time. They should never have to. They should never have to. And if they do, that everybody needs to be set down and it needs to be fixed because that is the place.
It does happen because, like, when I was married,
Oh,
um, basically, I dealt with that all the time because it was like my husband said that I was, all the time. It was all about my sister. And he basically had an issue with the relationship that I had with my sister. So it was like, oh, he felt like all my attention was taken toward the family and not him. But when you gone, as long as you are, and it just depends on your family dynamics. And that was
Right,
one of
right.
the things that we talked about. Everybody's family is not a I'm not saying our family don't have some mess up, some crazy stuff going on, but the relationship that I've had with my parents and my sisters and brothers is totally dynamic. We all is like a loving place that anybody can be in. And Kira can talk on that because basically we've been knowing him. I've been knowing him since what, 2003? That's been a
Yeah,
long ass time. And he is what I call a brother. But for
straight up.
my husband, he made it.
Tell them where I met you at.
I met him at the Win unit, the top what it was, the top rotunda.
Yeah, the
And
upper
he
rotunda.
was talking mucho shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a hot summer day. She come up in there talking about put on some shirts. And man, say don't come up in here with that OJT shit. We ain't did nothing to you. It's hot in the motherfucker in here. Don't treat us like that. But yeah, man, she been family ever since. Yeah,
That's
she
right.
been family ever since. Uh, and yeah, I told him I found all my family in the penitentiary. I found a mama, I found a grandma, I found some daddies, aunties, uncles, and they all worked there, and they all treated me like family, and they still treat me like family. Uh, that's why I brought the family concept to the internet, because people like y'all made me believe that when you pick and choose your family, you get a better group of family. Yeah, because when you can strategically pick your sisters and brothers, you got some people that's gonna represent what you need them to represent. And I just been fortunate enough to, I've been blessed to have the ability to pick and choose mine. So but yeah, what's up, T? What you got?
Man, shoot, man, hey, what's up, ladies?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what I'm thinking is this, that all the statements that was been made since I've been going in and out, and I've been catching bits and pieces of it because I was out handling my business. But yeah, I don't think it should be anything wrong with having with you when you get in a relationship with a woman to say, hey man, let's go down there and get checked. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, and I think that's a real big red flag because, when you first meet with somebody, you meeting a representative, you meeting a lawyer. Everybody's trying to get past that 90-day probationary period. And I've seen it. I done got hooked up and ended up in a relationship with somebody, and now we locked in, and now all the crazy shit start coming out. So, it shouldn't be no problem with that. I think that's an adult thing to do. I've had the last relationship I had, besides the last relationship I was in, a woman asked me before we had sex, "Hey man, you want to go down there and do an AIDS test?" Okay, let's go ahead and do that. You see what I'm saying? So, and it let me know that she was serious about her health and she's serious about her future. So I think that as a grown man, that's some grown up shit right there. I didn't went through all type of shit. I didn't have women do background checks on me. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have a woman do my wife did a background check on me. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be around people kids, bro. You around people kids. Nigga want to know. You know what I'm saying? And that'll kill some of the bullshit of you finding. And there ain't no, it ain't no ultimate test where you just know what you're getting, but and then especially if you do that type of thing, like a background check, because women do that. Women do that. A woman will run a whole background, Facebook, Instagram check on you. See what I'm saying? And then come back to you and just see if you're gonna be truthful with it. So that's the way I look at
it. So what I love the smiling panel. Hold on a minute. Let me see who this is.
I think we should throw in. I think we should throw in a credit check. Yeah, I think a credit check, because now that's for men, because I have gotten up with women and they have it all look good. Oh, she got a 2022. She got a big house, and she broke as a motherfucker.
So that's based on relationships off of material things and shit.
Huh?
Well, that's based on relationships off material things
No,
and shit.
bro. No. Because that'll tell you what type of person you dealing with. That'll tell you what type of a credit check will let you know what you dealing with. Is she an irresponsible person with her money? Is she's real materialistic? You know what I'm saying? Is she planning for the future or is she living for the day? And And let's be clear. Our relationships in the 1600s were all based on materialism. If you couldn't pay the dowry, if you didn't have XYZ, you wasn't marriage material. If her family couldn't pay the dowry, then y'all couldn't get married, bro. You see what I'm saying? So it's not you. Did you come from a good family? Did you? People trying to elevate the status of their family. So this whole thing that it all got to be about love. That's a foundation. Let's get your foundation straight before we even talk about some of this romantic shit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, because it's like this. Say you get with a woman and you don't know her financial situation. Y'all end up getting married. All y'all debts, now all the debts are mashed in together. Same thing with the on the woman aspect. She gets married to you. You owe $50,000 in back child support. Now that's a part of her shit.
So then that put a bunch of people in one category. So you got everybody that got good credit being with people with good
I'm
credit.
not saying that's the only. I'm not saying that's the only thing we're gonna measure, but it lets you know where a person's at, and especially if you find like how truthful and how honest you are about your situation. Because everybody make it look good. You know what I'm saying? Everybody make it look good, bro. You know what I'm saying? People are upside down a lot, man, and you seen that. You seen that with this pandemic shit. Motherfucker couldn't go to work for a month. Now it's all type of tags and shit on calls. So it'll let you know. It'll let you know. I'm not saying I'm not all the way going there with it, but it lets you know what you're working with. Because a lot of times people are not truthful. They're not truthful about their sexual history. They're not truthful about their financial history. It's a lot of things. And then y'all done got locked in. Now you locked in emotionally with this person. Now that becomes yours. So if we talking about checking boxes and what you would do before, and all this is a thought experiment, bro. You know, most of the time when you meet a person, you know, women are real good about that. Men aren't. A woman will do a background check on you, bro. She'll look at you. She'll go on your Facebook. She'll go see if you got some women. If like, oh, you don't got no girlfriend? No, I don't got no girlfriend. But you got a picture from 2 weeks ago hugging up on the beach. Then she'll come back to you acting like she don't really know just to see if you're alive.
See, that's why I don't do that social media shit. I don't even be on that
Well,
Facebook
that's
and all
be
that.
truthful. That,
I'm run a background, like a legit background check. I'm gonna do an e-verify. I'm gonna run a criminal history. I'm gonna know when you were locked up, why you locked up, who posted the bill. I'm going to everything, and I can all the public information that's available. I can do that too. You're around people's children. I got a daughter. I'm not have
Yeah, I feel you. I know I got two of them, and I know no criminal history or nothing. And I still can't seem to find the right one that can match me to like basically, you know, can be compatible to me in that regards. Because I mean, they find a good dude and they wear that good dude out to the point where he like, damn, he might crash out and leave your ass because you get comfortable with a good man and don't know what to do with it. You so used to having some of these bums and you treat the good ones like they up to no good. You know, it gotta be something down the line. But there are good dudes out here. There are dudes out here that don't have a criminal history and don't have nothing going for them and nothing like that, but a good job and everything. A lot of women find that hard to believe.
yeah.
So it's like you get like in my case, I got tired of convincing. So you know they just let them see for themselves. You know, and if I feel like a person got to go through all that just to check me, and if they can't take my word of mouth, then shit, I can't deal with them.
So a
That's
pedophile gonna tell me that he a pedophile before I have my daughter around him? He gonna tell me he a pedophile?
no, but you know, I mean, there are ways that
You
you
know.
can find. There are ways you can read a person without even have to do all that.
I
Say, man, listen at this here, Ain't nobody gonna tell you the ugly truth about themselves. See, everybody got their recreational activities. They don't make publicly known to any and everybody. So it's always good to do your own investigation and your own research on people because you can only take what a person say at face value. Most of the shit people say is bullshit.
Somebody got their YouTube. Somebody's watching the YouTube and on StreamYard at the same time. That's where the echo comes from.
That's in my echo.
That's an
Is it me?
echo.
Because I came through ScreenYard. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can read.
Am I echoing?
No, not anymore.
Okay. Thank you.
But yeah, it's very few people that's gonna tell you the truth, especially if the truth is ugly. The ugly truths about a people get revealed over time.
True.
So I mean, like in my situation right now, I'm single because I done been to like nobody believes the fact that I had nothing going on in life. And they feel like they're doing a bunch of digging trying to find something that ain't there, but I got sick of them doing it because I know they're not gonna find nothing, so I just leave them alone.
So he was a mystery man? You're a mystery
Huh?
man? Was you why was they researching you?
Because because of past situations they had. They
Okay.
didn't believe that I didn't have anything going on, and they convinced that it got to be something.
Well, you know what I experienced that if people see you with people, they start to whispering. Do you believe the rumors, or do you start to do your homework at that point?
Mm. Uh,
Because, I mean,
I
I
think
got
you're right.
the type of dude I am. You wouldn't even like. I mean, I have a daughter. I have two daughters, and one thing for sure, you wouldn't even know they had a mama. I mean, shit, one right here in the bed, and I keep my kids and all that good shit. And you still can't get out here and find nobody decent enough to believe you that you are a good person. I can have all the background checks in the world, but they're gonna still sit around paranoid, thinking that something's gonna come in the future.
So where do you find your women at?
I mean, honestly, I would go to bars and all that good stuff. I mean, sometimes it could be just a person in Walmart and we just have a good conversation and they go from there.
So what is your flaw that will make you not date a woman? According to Dewberry, big shout out to Dewberry. Yes. Listen, he said it's always a flaw that makes you not interact or date a woman. What would your biggest
Okay, I
flaw
know
be in a
one of
woman?
my flaws is the
Oh, you have
fact
a
that
list?
I go too hard. I work too much. I dedicate myself to trying to make sure it's a future for not only me but the person I'm dealing with and my kids.
So what was the flaw again? I'm sorry.
I said the
She's
fact that
asking you what the flaw is that you see in the women. Is that what
Right.
you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Not
Thank you.
not what your flaw is. What do you see in the women that make you push back?
Yes.
oh
Good, good.
the fact they didn't want to ride with me or understand my grind. Let's just say that they
But
want me to
how
change to be more intuitive to them and what they doing versus what I'm already doing or already brought to the table.
but when do you conclude that woman is not for you or you dislike that flaw?
I mean, I conclude that the person is not good for me in an aspect of being in a relationship. I try to still be in a friendship, but they still try to straddle that line of maybe we can try this again down the road. So it ruins the friendship aspect.
So does that mean y'all crossed that? Oh, so you said you was once in a relationship and then you started to try and have a friendship. Okay, so y'all got sex out the question.
Sex out the question.
Yeah. Well, I guess you did because y'all was in a relationship, right? Why
But
did?
but they still try to push the issue to make you feel like that, hey, I changed this, I changed that, I believe you. But you don't want to go backwards in time. I'm not a believer in going backwards. I gave you a chance right then and there, and that's no point of trying again.
So do you think that so do you agree with the host when he asks about taking like STD and HIV test?
Oh yeah, I definitely believe that.
So how soon do you ask her to, go to the clinic with you?
Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't sit and ask and bring up those questions because me personally, I feel like a woman take care of itself more so than a man does. Granted, there is a conversation in the beginning before sex is had that everything is good. We good, and I trust them. But
You trust
I go
people?
off, but I go off of that based on what leads up to that point. It's not like a one night thing, like everything happening one night. It's a thing that leads up to it. It could be weeks,
Okay.
hell, a month,
Okay. Oh,
and
that's good.
you read that person and they understand, about true conversation, and hopefully that person's telling the truth. And go from there. I know I go to the doctor regularly because of health reasons and find out what's going on with me. But that's not something I just throw around and flung through the face or have ready in my back pocket like, hey, I'm free of all diseases
Hmm. Okay.
and or stress on that or any of that good stuff. I'm not a real sexually active person, no way. So that's just in the back of my mind.
Are you a single
Really.
parent, sir?
Say it again?
Are you raising your children or your child?
Yes.
So you're a single parent. So how often, like, most men who are single don't really bring a lot of women around your children anyway. So how soon is it before you feel a relationship or you're serious about a woman before you bring her around your child?
I mean,
And do
right now
you
my
do the
child
back?
be
Wait a minute, excuse me. And do you do the background check on women?
nope. I don't do the background check. I'm gonna be honest with you.
How that's been working
I,
out for you?
I go off a certain type of character of the fact that how and what they do in their professional life, what they do with their personal life, as far as like hygiene, etc. Or just how they carry themselves. You can tell how if a person's out there now. But I do understand things happen to you, and you won't even know it happened to you because of some shit that happened in their previous.
Like in their
So,
past in their past life, you said some things
and
happened
it,
to them.
some could have happened to them in their past life, and they don't even know.
Like you mean like getting raped or molested or something like that?
Rape,
What are you talking
molested,
about?
or might have caught something, and they never even known it.
Or you said it might have like caught an STD, but that's why you supposed to go. If she's truthfully been going to the hospital, then she has a medical history, and like that would be detected if they're truly into their health, right?
Hmm.
Miss Bratton, hi.
Say, Ron. So you telling me
It's
you
two
ain't never had
Brattons up
an
here.
STD?
Wow.
You telling me you ain't never had an STD and had sex with a woman knowing you had an STD?
Who?
You.
No, I no, never have.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's why you don't understand the importance of it. But you seem, yeah, I can remember when we was coming up, man. I know a whole bunch of niggas, including myself. I done been burning before and had sex with a woman and ain't told her a damn thing. Yeah, everybody that used to be in the trap would see traps and tricking go together. Uh, yeah, traps and tricking go together. Anybody that's from that trap life, they know traps and tricking go together. Any nigga that hustle, that come
Does,
on here and say traps and tricking don't go together, you're a goddamn lie.
does it matter how she look, OG?
It
Same.
just it just depends on what time of the night
It
you
depends on what
talk.
time of the night it is.
Yeah, how it's been rolling.
Oh gosh. Mm.
It depends on what type of the night it is and what train I'm on.
Oh yeah. So I like. Why are you talking about this message today? Is it because of that Nick Cannon link?
No, I just I woke up the other day and I was thinking like stuff that we can do to be better prepared going into relationships based off of what I see, based off of what I hear from people I talk to, and based off of my own experience. So I think like I got 7 kids by 5 different women. So I think back over my life and I be like, man, if I would have understood this train of thought or if I would have understood this concept, I wouldn't have been moving as recklessly as I move. So I figured that some of this ideology could help somebody to prevent them from making some of the kind of decisions that I done made.
Yeah, that's good. Because you know what? Back in the days, I know like a lot of men had like a lot of children, like in the same community, you know, and I maybe they are reflecting on like, damn, I should have did things a different way, you know?
Well, some dudes don't give a damn. Some niggas don't give a damn. They don't give a damn about what they done messed up, and they don't care about should having done it a different way. They just self-absorbed. You only get to where you really care about your errors when you working on yourself and you trying to make an understanding of your fuck up. Excuse my language. But it's only during them times that you start searching for answers and clarifications, as well as a sense of direction about how you can navigate better going forward and how you can help somebody else navigate moving forward. I don't know how to meet the echo. Let me see who it is.
See,
Somebody meet
that's what we was talking about that what's that side piece shit the other night.
That side piece. Who was the side piece?
The side who the hell was this? What was that title you had?
the side piece dilemmas. The side piece ship dilemmas. The dilemmas that we create from dealing with people on the side, from operating outside of our marriage and our committed relationship, or just the person who we professing to be real with. When we sneaking and creeping on them, we create dilemmas for ourselves. That's what it was about.
But see, this kind of ties into that though.
Man, it all ties in. It's all relationship. It's all proper and improper communication and synthesization of information. If you don't synthesize information right, you can't apply it right. You can't understand it right, so it don't mean nothing to you. It's only for the people who it resonate with, because some people going to be opposed regardless because they don't see a problem with the way they've been existing. But when you recognize a problem with the way that you've been existing and the way you've been operating and moving, then and only then can you create the desire to try to move different and try to understand some of your errors.
So
But most of the time,
excuse me, I'm sorry. I have a question. So why I don't know if women do this a lot or is this done by men only? But why do men talk a lot to their side piece about their main relationships? Because why is that the side piece be having a lot of detailed information about their main woman? Is it
Because the
because
side piece got giving you all the attention that the lanes ain't not getting. They didn't heard it all before.
because
the
she's a good
side,
listener?
no, it's all gone. The side piece might not be a better listener than the one you got at home. What it is the side piece is a drive up. She just pulling up, so everything she hearing is new to her. He ain't necessarily a good listener or a better person. She just a new excitement. She just something new and improved at that time. But when she become old, she'll get the old treatment too. That shit is predicated in addictive behavior.
Like sexual addiction, right? So that means it just doesn't matter. Is there
It
such a
ain't just
thing?
sexual. Sometimes it's emotional. Sometimes it's psychological, but it's an addiction associated with that behavior because it's stimulating, it's satisfying, it's fulfilling in a way that the one you've been having used to be, but ain't no more. The new driver brings a different level of excitement, especially when you're sneaking and creeping.
So would that be like when you said the emotional? Is that like emotionally attached to a person? Is what you mean? What do you mean by that? The emotional part.
Yeah, I mean, all of it. Of course, you're going to get emotionally attached to somebody that's tapping into your emotions. How can you not? If you got somebody that you talking to and they talking to you and y'all talking about stuff that has emotional energy attached to it, it's gonna facilitate a bond. That's how we used to establish relationships in the prison. All we got to do is get you to talking and listening, and the rest gonna take care of itself.
So you
That's
should.
why in the game, hoes talk to turn a deaf ear to what a nigga say. Because if you can hear what a nigga saying, you can be played on. But if you ain't listening, you can't be got. But if you listening, it's shame on you.
So we should never be talking to. I guess like to men or women because today women is like today I don't know how it goes there but it goes there too. So who if your husband don't listen and you shouldn't talk to men or women, who should you talk to when you
you
feel in a certain way about your relationship?
I got the answer for that. You talk to uncomfortable conversation. That's what this job is for. When you can't get it out at home, you come and get it out online, and it ain't no damage done, no harm intended. This like a AANA online class. We get a chance to come here and acknowledge our problems, recognize our problems, and go about the process of trying to address our problems. Somebody might echo, and I don't know how to correct it. Let me try.
So I want to know why when you doing everything right at home, you come home, you go to work, you damn near you cook, you clean, you don't do nothing else, but you still get shady in the house. What type of woman do you have when you got women just sit back and watch you do all that?
Shit, you got a woman that you created.
Wait a minute, Miss Bratton, what's she gonna say, hon?
I said a sorry one you need to put back on the shelf and find you another.
Yeah, one that you done created. But the thing about it, if you didn't pull up on day one doing that, that's a condition that you done created. That's a condition that you have put in place. So it's a condition that only we can correct. But sometimes,
But I can't help the way I live though.
say it again,
I can't help the way I live though.
You can't
you
help the
can't help
way
the way
what?
you live.
I can't help the way I live. So I live the way. I mean, they get the benefit of the fact of the matter. I live the way. I like shit clean. So they don't have to really turn the hand because I've already done it all.
You make your own money.
Yeah.
You got your own house.
Got my own shit. Yeah.
So why would you have somebody in your domain who don't get in tune with your program?
Good question. Good question.
Yeah, true. And they've been around for a long time. Long enough to be able to get into what's going on around here.
So why do you still like have relationship? Have you told them about this? Have you talked to them about this?
Oh yeah, yeah, I've been very vocal about things. And the fact of the matter, they have a situation too. Yeah, see, right now, if I keep going, I'm gonna bury myself. But at the same thing, it's sometimes when you have a heart for people and don't want to put them out on their edge, just the shit that happens.
So do they pay some of your bills in there? Do they
Oh,
participate in the paying of bills?
oh yeah, I mean that's about it. But as far as the hardware itself, yeah, that they ain't really they put that into themselves, not really nothing else around here. So
So
that's
do you feel like they care about you genuinely? Your
no,
spouse?
because I can go out here and be gone until about 4 or 5 in the morning, and I wouldn't even really get a phone call like, "Hey, you good? Everything's all right out there," or whatever the case may be. So it's a glorified roommate,
It's a what?
a glorified roommate.
It's a glorified room. Does that mean a roommate with benefits? What does that mean?
Okay,
Explain
now
that.
see, now that's another beneficial factor was over 2 years ago, and the fact that nobody got nowhere to go right now is basically, you just trying to ride it out until some shape. But I've had opportunities come about, and I let them go because they shit won't right. So let again, I won't try to leave anybody on your ass. So I gave up opportunities just to let them keep getting a chance to get their stuff right.
So what's your deadline before you walk away?
And see, that's the problem. I ain't really gave myself a deadline.
Well,
And
goddamn, you need to get to checking some boxes. You need to get some boxes that they need to check. You got to get your boxes identified and highlighted. They need to understand that they can't proceed until they acknowledge them boxes. Give me a check or give me a X. But they got to do something with the box. They can't act like it ain't there. Yeah, you need to get them boxes addressed. Yeah,
There's
that'll
no
eliminate a whole lot of this.
right. Is
'cause I
there
can go out here do what I want to do, and it wouldn't even matter. I mean, it don't matter what they, I do what I do.
so is there any new arrivals expecting? Are you expecting any new arrivals?
For our children,
Yes.
uh-uh.
Okay, so you own your house?
No, I'm right now. I'm in an apartment because the last house I had an issue. That's another story.
So what is exactly are you waiting for this person to improve in your life or
You
in
know,
the relationship?
to tell you the truth, the expectations are gone. I don't have any. And in this process as well, I'm trying to get my mind right to figure out who I am because of the situations I had going on. It just somehow we just seem to just still be together throughout all this shit.
So y'all grew apart but you're still together.
Hmm. Like it's to a point where we'll still look out for each other. Won't let nothing happen to each other. Won't let nobody go hungry if we can help it. But I'm the strong force in the situation.
What are you
I'm the
seeking
one.
in the end? What's your end goal for all of this you're going through? What are you looking to get out of all of this when it's all said and done?
I'm looking to get out of myself. I mean, something of happiness, joy in life. To find joy in life again. Because right now, I don't really know myself at all. To be honest with you.
Are you seeking like who do you talk to say, hey, I don't know. Who are you talking to? Are you is this beyond friendship talk, parental talk? Is this like therapist talk? Do you think you need to see someone like a professional?
I mean, I don't never turn this up down.
The only difference between us and a professional is a professional get paid to do what we do, and we
Exactly.
do.
Yeah, and they're
Hmm.
gonna be neutral, but they're gonna more listen to you and help you navigate and figure this out
You
without
doing a
being.
good job.
Oh, well, I have my own shit, but thank
Yeah,
you.
you doing a good job. We all got our own shit, but that don't mean we can't help each other. Yeah, you
Yeah.
doing a good job. He listening to you and you listening to him. I kind of see something right there. He like hearing you. You like
So,
hearing him.
So it's saying so throughout all that shit, it leads me to be out here playing, not playing hopscotch, but not necessarily hopping into anything, but playing hopscotch out here, looking to just see who can give me the advice I'm looking for, basically. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know what I'm looking for out here. I'm just floating. You know what I mean? And I don't like that.
Hey, don't stop moving. Keep on shuffling. Yeah, keep on shuffling, man. Yeah, you just shit. If you don't know what you're looking for, just know what you ain't looking for.
Right. That's right. Well, that's good because I think today you identified at least you need a direction, if nothing else. And so it needs to be one specific one that will like when you can achieve it. Like it's not hard, but you can achieve that. I'm echoing. Hi, Dr. Rowe. Hi, Dr. Rowe.
Somebody is echoing. Somebody is echoing. All right, I tried to echo the mics. I mean, mute the mics. Is that better? All right, well, I got everybody muted. Dr. O, you just coming in the room. You got something to interject, interject, make it subjective, not rejective. Come on with it. Let's see what you got to add to the topic. You muted. Hold on. Did I mute you? You muted yourself, didn't you? No, okay, there you go. Try it now. Can't unmute your guest because yeah, you got yourself muted.
Yeah, I muted. I muted myself because that.
Your guest because
you
got yourself muted.
Yeah, I muted myself. I muted myself because that echo. So
you got yourself muted.
Yeah, I muted myself. So I was just wanting to I was wanting to add on to the. I still hear that echo. So I was just wanting to I was wanting to add on to the. I still hear that echo. So I was just wanting to I was wanting to add on to the. I still hear that echo. So I was just wanting to I was wanting to add on to the. I heard that echo.
I'm not doing that. It's going on its own. I ain't doing that.
Oh, okay. Well, I just go ahead and add on.
I'm not doing that. It's going on its own. I ain't doing that.
Oh, okay. Well, I just go ahead and add on.
Doing that. It's going on its own. I ain't doing that.
Oh, okay. It might be the volume. Hold on.
What's up?
So I'll just add on and I'll say this because I was under the impression that the conversation was talking about checks and balances in the relationship. And I think a lot of times that I keep running into with men, they can't really check their own balances in the relationship because they come along with a lot of unnecessary give and take. And I say that because oftentimes the man move into the house with the woman and he has to do a lot of compromising. So it wouldn't make sense for him to come in and try to check some boxes when he don't even have a foundation to stand on. He has no boxes to really check if they haven't established nothing from the beginning, but just the bedroom. He has no boxes to really check.
I didn't come to interrupt. I just came to help the show out. Miss Dr. O, are you on the laptop or computer? Is Miss Hartfield on the
Yeah,
laptop?
I'm on my laptop.
You are? So look at the top. you'll see YouTube, and then you'll see StreamYard. Exit YouTube out, you'll still be on the show. Just exit out the YouTube tab.
I'm not on YouTube.
So you don't have two tabs open? You have to, because you got an echo.
No, I don't have two tabs open.
Either you or Miss Hartfield.
I'm only logged in to StreamYard.
Well, Miss Hartfield, if she on the laptop, she need to do, it's the same thing. When you come in, just exit out of YouTube. That's why you got the echo, Same. Exit out of YouTube. That's why you got the echo, Same. But I love the dialogue. I love the show. I just came to lend some advice. But I love the dialogue. I love the show. I just came to lend some advice. But I love the dialogue. I love the show. I just came to lend some advice. Yeah, see, Dr. O, she got a tab up. See, when she muted, there's no echo. So she got a tab open. She got a YouTube and the StreamYard tab open. So all she'd have to do is look up at the top of her screen, X on the YouTube tab, and it'll be straight.
She say she don't have the YouTube open, but I think it stopped now. But man, I appreciate you for coming in. You know, I'm just blind man shuffling, so I ain't even started walking. I'm pulling up, but I appreciate you, man.
No doubt. Keep doing your thing, brother.
Yes, sir. Thanks, man. All right, I think we done ironed some of them echoes out. Come on back, Doc. You got to unmute now. You can enter the danger zone. They say it stopped. So come on, enter the danger zone. Did I mute you? Let me see. Oh, yeah, that was me. I'm over here shuffling. Just bear with me. You should be unmuted now. Let me, I think. Unmute. Yeah, the goddamn StreamYard to go to doing what the hell it want to do. Get in here, Dr. O. Somebody say, get on up in here. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know if I'm still, am I echoing or being heard, or am I, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you working and listening. Yeah, you a bad son of a gun. All right, let me go through some of these. Y'all gonna shuffle y'all way to it eventually. Square business. Somebody on another device, when they talk, saying you got to mute out because, all right. Okay, hey there, Texas T. What's going on? Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat who I ain't been able to acknowledge. Thank y'all for tuning in. Now here we go. They say, come on with it, Doctor.
Okay, what I was saying a few minutes ago was this. A lot of times what I've ran into with gentlemen that I have the pleasure of talking to is that they can't really check they checks and balances because it's almost like they're afraid to do so, because 9 times out of 10 the man is moving in with the woman, and so he don't really have a foundation because they haven't established one. They've only established some kind of foundation in the bedroom. So when you start your foundation being established in the bedroom, a lot of other things are going to get lost in the midst of all that. So if he come in trying to check his balances and stuff like, oh, I like this, or I like this going on, 9 times out of 10 that woman is going to emasculate him and remind him that that's her household.
Would you say, Doctor, him? She will emasculate him.
Yeah, she will emasculate him, and it would just be in her nature to do so because that's her foundation. That's something that she has created.
What does that
So,
mean, Doctor O? Emasculate.
emasculate a man means in some ways take away his masculinity. A lot of women run around with, I call it invisible dinglings. And you know what they do when they have invisible dinglings, they'll say little small things that will take the man off of his throne. You know, this is my house. You can abide by my rules. You can get out of my house. It's always my. So that's a control leverage that a lot of Black women use in order to control men. She controls the foundation, so she controls the man a lot of times. It's not more pleasurable in the world for a woman to see a Black man walking down the street with yellow Dollar General bags because she done kicked him out. Then she on the phone talking about to somebody else what all she's done. So a lot of times I tell the gentlemen that I talk to establish your own foundation. Make sure your credit is good. Make sure you have somewhere to stay. Don't let go of your household or your apartment until you figure out that you are on stable grounds. Because if you are just running around, you know, like a little boy on unstable grounds, she's going to handle you as such. It's not a reward when a woman come along and give you keys to her house or give you keys to her car, because these are trinkets that are going to reel you in to be a puppet, and she's going to be the puppet master playing you all the time.
Him.
You're muted.
Yeah, I had to mute you out. You was echoing, but you can talk now.
Okay, so she's basically hand feeding him, like not making him responsible, not holding him accountable. Is what you're saying?
Correct.
So he should be that way before he get to her, or not. I mean, like, go
I
ahead.
think a lot of times men are afraid when they come to the relationship with lesser than. I think they're afraid to show that authority that they have, because you know they don't want to ruin their good thing. They don't want to ruin their meal ticket because they can just go so far. I call it programming pimping. They can just only go so far, you know, where they're gonna have to back on back up. You know, now you can go this far, but come on back in, because mama is gonna pat you on the head and tell you what you can and you cannot do. So as far as checks and balances go, these brothers got to get themselves together and take care of their business. And instead of moving in with the woman all the time, have the woman move into his place so he can establish those guidelines that he needs to do. I need this, and this. And if you don't have your own foundation, make sure you're on the lease. Make sure you have some mailbox keys. Make sure you are on a utility bill. It's harder for somebody to kick you out. Make sure your name is on something. Don't just be sitting around with your thumb up your behind thinking that you know everything and you don't know nothing because your name is not on anything. So therefore, you can be kicked out at any moment or any time whenever somebody get ready.
Yes, I experienced that, Dr. O. So you're absolutely correct. That is the truth. And I'm not a man, but I was in that situation. So that situation did apply to me because my eggs are not in order.
Right.
And that's the
All
bottom
right.
line. So now I'm working on getting my things in order.
Right.
You know, but it's very costly. And, you know, I don't want to, like, I don't even feel comfortable dating knowing that I'm not even in order, because I don't want to be in the same position I was in the beginning.
Well, the thing about it is, in one of the previous talks, I talked about the worst condition that a man can operate out of is what I call a compromised position. And that's what doctors identify when a man enters into a situation and he enters the situation from a compromised state, meaning that he's not able to come in the situation being himself, so he compromised who he is because of his inadequacy. And this a lot of times is an internal war that goes on in the mind of the man. It's not spoken. It's just it's non-verbal. It's more like spiritual energy, spiritual levels of communication, based off of the fact that in his own mind, I'm gonna say in our own mind because I'm not gonna exclude myself from the men category, and I'm not exempt from it either because I have operated in these spaces. But it's like in your own mind, in our own mind, we not seeing and believing that we are representing who we are. So we not who we are. So we start recreating ourselves, and unknowingly we become somebody else throughout this process from operating in a compromised state. For instance, just say that a man fall on hard times and he don't even have a job, but he meet a woman, the woman like him and he like her, and he come into the relationship, she might say something to him that he ordinarily wouldn't tolerate a woman saying to him. But because his condition is compromised at the time, he let her get away with saying that. And he slowly but surely begins to recreate a new him because within himself, he's not himself because he operating from a compromised state.
So that's that emasculating too, with what you're
Right,
talking about.
right.
So that could be both, basically, because if we take out the gender, it could just be a situation, right? Because it could be going for women too.
Right. It's not discriminatory based off of gender. And a lot of times these are temporary conditions, but the effect that it have on the psyche can potentially be a permanent effect. You can have a permanent effect due to a temporary condition because when you compromise bits and pieces of who you are, you ain't who you were.
Oh, okay. I think I know what y'all are talking about because, like, one of my rules of thumbs, and I guess this wasn't compromising myself, but I was saying, like, I'm not going to sleep around to have a roof over my head. I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to invite other entities in my home, my life, like abuse and drugs and those sort of things. It's just I'm having a hard time, but I don't want it to be harder. I don't want to go completely down the hellhole, I guess. I don't know.
A lot of women won't, but contrary to that, a lot of men will. See, a lot of men will sleep around just to have a safe place to call home, and it ain't no home. A lot of men will sleep around and settle for less than what they really desire just to have some type of physical satisfaction, some type of physical comfort, or some type of emotional comfort. A man cannot even like a woman to play to be in love with. I know dudes who will marry women they don't like. Yeah, he just playing husband for stability. Yeah, he's playing husband to survive.
Does that mean like she's taking care of him, or does that mean, as we say, I hear that saying, because there may be a child involved, it's cheaper to keep her? What does that mean exactly?
That means he doing and playing whatever role he need to play to get through the situation second by second. Yeah, if he got the, I know dudes that been married 4, 5 times and they're married 4, 5 more times. If the marriage appears beneficial enough.
So they're like they're emotional manipulators.
Emotional manipulators, psychological manipulators, spiritual manipulators, financial manipulators. They just manipulative, opportunistic people. Yeah, they're manipulating, play in the name of anything.
Wow. So you should really like how do you know when to take a person or a man or even a woman serious, but since it's your case, men serious when they do have that factor in them? Is that the checks and boxes? Because how do
That's
they
the that's the box checking.
yeah, when in themselves in those relationships? How do they weave themselves in that type of situation like that?
Another thing I want to add, I think a lot of times women give too much information. Women talk so much. They can pretty much tell the guy who not to be for those few months on the road that he needs to play. For example, he may ask you, or she may ask you, well, what happened to your last relationship? They're fishing. So then that way they can know what not to do. See, we as women, we talk too much. As my grandmother said, we run our head too much. And so when we run our head too much, we give out information that we don't need to give out. You can just you ask the questions. If somebody is not willing to answer questions and stuff like that, that right there should tell you everything you need to know. They're created from a safe, manipulative place because they want to use everything that you're telling them against you. And like I say, a lot of times as women, we come in there, my relationship didn't work out because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You just gave him the game on how he's going to play you for the next few months or a year. So we just talk too much. We need to learn to listen more.
Hold on, Miss Hartfield, I had to mute you because you was echoing. Let me shuffle on back to unmuting you. Hang on 1 second. All right, I got you back on.
So from what you just said, Dr. O, it sounds like this is a timeline strategy for them to come in. I say do damage. You know what I mean? Because it depends on, I think what they leave behind when they leave you.
And keep in mind, a man's emotions are a little bit different from a woman's. We are easily attached to something. We're attached to oftentimes words and not actions, and that's where we fall short. We fall in love with the words. We fall in love with the macking. That's what we do. We don't listen. We don't hold a man accountable to his actions. And then the next thing we do, we think he's vaccinated for our big behind. Ass stink. If that's the part that you're going to lead with, that is what you're going to get in the relationship, stuff that stink all the time. Because, that right there, that's not substance. That's not what builds a relationship. Because when you go later on, your ass is going to start sagging. Then what? You're going to have some good conversation. Anybody can roll around in the sheets. But if you got a man that can't provide you those same sheets to be on the bed, in the meantime, who's really getting played?
That's why, something. I love what you're saying, Dr. O, because I found myself, I know exactly what you're saying is truthful. Because I found myself in one instance when you said we listen to what they have to say, their words and not their action. When I first got into my situation, right, and it just made me so upset. But I'm not racist, but can I just tell you where I was, in the homeless areas, a lot of doctors, because it's by the hospital and everything, right? Mm-hmm. So I met this guy. He made me so mad. I'm sorry for screaming, but he made me so mad because he said, I heard once you go black, you never go back. So right there what color he was, right? I was like, get the F out my face. Because I was so disgusted that, one, I was down mentally because of what I was going through. Mm-hmm. And what if if I didn't have that attitude, how I could have easily went with him for a few words. Him being the opposite color, me and my situation, me thinking I have to be a desperada, and then ending up back at square one.
Right. Because a lot of times what we do as Black women, we run to other cultures too, thinking that it's going to be better on the other side of the field. The grass is a little bit greener. But if we're running to another culture with the same problems that we have within our own culture, we're just going to streamline it over there. I think Black men are the most sought after men here in the world. It's nothing that a man of another culture should be able to do for us, because we got to clean house first within, instead of going outside thinking the grass is going to be greener, because we got this fantasy world of what we see Billy do on the Lifetime channel. Our men are capable of doing that same thing, but unfortunately, our roles in society have reversed, and a lot of times the women are coming in as the men. And again, back to the checks and balances, the men are coming in as the little puppets, the little robots. So it's unfortunate that the tides have kind of changed, to create that. But I think we got to stay within our own race and see what's going on with us before we can go outside of the race and be valuable, because they're just going to look at us as damage, taking something else over there to somewhere else when we bring in damage here and then damage there. We're just going to pull more damage.
CMU. Okay, thank you. Thank you, OG. Saying, so RIP Kevin Samuels, but do you think there's a such thing as high value people?
Well, anyone who's close to me know that Kevin and I were very good friends. I'm very good friends with Dennis Sterling. Also, I follow a lot of the gentlemen over in the manosphere, the lead attorney, um, Marlon Stevens. So I follow several of them, and I was fortunate enough, like I said, I'm fortunate enough to have two of them as great friends, Dennis and Kevin. And I do believe there's a high value man, but that was something Kevin was going to circle back around to in 2023, because he thought the spotlight had really been taken off the high value man. And we got these Ray Rays and Pookies running around saying that they're a high value when they're not. A lot, it's all kinds of categories. The way Kevin had high value men broke down, it had to do with wealth. Did you have 5 or 6 other friends that had consistently made over $100,000 in 5 years? There was several things that went along with being a high value man, but some kind of way it got convoluted. And then that's why it came up with the Henrys. He had a category called the Henrys, and the Henrys were the plumbers, the carpenters, the brick masons. All these people were the Henrys, because what he was trying desperately to do, and he caught a lot of flack in doing this, he was trying to create families, because the Henrys are valuable men, but you have women out here that are asking for men that are high value when technically they are low value. And I say that because we have so many women, when you see them online, oh, I make over 100,000, I make over 100,000. Well, I put my tax return on my page one day, and I asked the Black women to do a challenge with me and post theirs. Not one posted their tax return. That's because the majority of Black women in the United States is making anywhere from $40,000, from $30,000 to $40,000, because they're in this median salary range. 9 times out of 10, we have a lot of customer service reps, receptionists, what call center workers, but they want to put these men down for making the same salaries they make, and that's their level. Because, for example, if you go outside of your range and you get, someone who's not up here, well, I go to a lot of black tie events. They're not going to ever be able to jump up to this level. It just would not match. The conversation would be off, and then they're going to think that you're talking down to them. So it's important. And Kevin was trying to show you, you must date on your
Uh,
Sorry about that. It's important that we date on our wage. When we date on our wage, we don't have these certain expectations to go with them. You're all climbing to the same level of expectations. But a lot of times, like I say, us as Black women want men to make all this money because we want them to provide us things that we can't provide to ourselves. And that's where the problems come in at. We hold men accountable to an area that we're not even accountable in. A lot of us want a man who's over 6 feet tall. And if we ask a man, well, how tall are you? We get offended when the man say, well, how much do you weigh? So it's all kinds of factors that go into that, with checks and balances, because I can go to the checks and balances of Black women. 9 times out of 10, if the brothers want to do a checks and balance, say, I need to see you without makeup. I don't want you to have that hair on your head looking ridiculous because it all look like a hump. I don't care how they mask it down. It looks like a hump on top of their head. And see if, go exercise, go do something. Because I'm going to tell you what, when I was severely overweight and I got to lose 15 pounds, now I'm constantly running. Stand in that mirror and take a good look at yourself and look at that fat around your belly and ask yourself, would you want to see yourself naked? A lot of times we ask these men questions and we want them to lie to us. Again, goes back to the checks and balances. You are who you attract. Even though you look different on the outside, it's your internal that's going to attract that from the inside out. So again, Ray Rays and Pookies, they try to get into that category of high value men, but they don't, because that's a whole different world. High value men, you won't even find them on the internet.
I had to unmute you, Miss Hartsfield, but you good to go now. I'm muted, so I don't echo.
I said, is there good Ray Rays and Pookies out here? Cause isn't that called hood guys, like guys in your neighborhood that may be the plumber and those types of guys who just work a regular
You
nine
want
to
one?
five?
I got one for you. You want one?
Nah, no, thank you. Not right now. I mean, like, but listen, if me and Ray, I'm in my
Nah,
own mess. No, listen, I'm in my own mess, you know. But I believe in partnership, and if we're willing to work together and come up with something together, and we can match each other, like she said, because when we go to get that house. Yeah, we can work together. But just the Ray Ray Pookie still out here causing destruction and mayhem. Nah, I'm good with that Ray Ray and Pookie. You know?
It's some good Ray Rays and Pookies out there. A lot of times I think these brothers get looked over because, again, a lot of them may not be 6 feet tall. They may not have the six pack, but look at the women that's looking for them. They may not have no real hair on their head. They may be wide as the screen I'm looking at. They may bite their fingernails. They may smoke. They may fight. They may gyrate around. They may curse every 20 seconds. So, I mean, you are who you attract. I think it's a certain attraction that go with people like that, the Ray Rays and Pookies. And it's a different Ray Rays and Pookies. You know, like I said, you call them the high value hennies.
So listen, let me ask you a question, Dr. O. You know that lady, Miss Sukiana? I love her.
I don't know.
Sukiana? She's in a movie, actually. It's called Double Cross, but she did some work with Dewberry and all of them down with the Mississippi when they were there. But she's in that movie, and like she's like a ratchet woman, right? But she built an empire off of that persona.
But I think that's where we get lost at. We have too much ratchetness in our community. We got the Megans and the Cardis and ratchet women who built their empire. They're no worse than another low life woman doing it. Because our babies need to see women looking like women. They need to know that they can have on clothes and sustain these same type of lifestyles with clothes on and not showing off behind. I think our men are getting desensitized by us all the time seeing our behind. You know, seeing these BBLs, seeing these unrealistic waistlines. I mean, looking like a fool. What's wrong with us as Black women getting healthy the natural way? But we do it the unnatural way, the quick fix way, which shows a man that you have no discipline. A woman with no discipline is not going to be able to follow under his rulership. If you want a quick fix, go get surgeries to lose fat off you. Go get a BBL because you were naturally born with a butt, whereas you can work out and do what you need to do. That woman has no discipline. How can any man lead a woman that is not disciplined? She's gonna talk back. She's gonna be loud now. She's gonna show out in front of her friends. Your business ain't gonna be inside your house, but she's gonna tell everybody else.
So the money doesn't make you a high value. It's your character, right? It sounds like what you're saying.
You have your character. You have the money that also goes with it. You got your set of friends. You got the lifestyle that you're living. It's all types of things that fall under high value, and it has nothing to do nothing to do with all this other stuff. Like I said, the Pookies and the Ray Rays are kind of mixed up in there. They have their own lane that they're in, and they're very good at leadership. You know, they're very good at all kinds of things. They just don't fall into that high value man category.
Right.
So
that's very good. That's very informative, Dr. O, because you know what? For real, I thought like a person like Sukiana and maybe because like I can relate to her and everything, but I felt like Sukiyana was based on her where she came from and where her wealth, what did she amassed. I thought her money. I thought that she was a high profile woman for real. And I think it's a lot of women who think like you said, like the Cardi B's and the Meg Stallions and the Sukiana. I think I relate to Sukiana because like I love her one, but I think because she's a dark skinned woman and like I think she should be the real ghetto black one, even though that sounds so stupid, right? I know it does, like because I'm just listening to you how you're explaining the women in high values and basically the
See, and
standards of black women.
I was always raised differently. Granted, my father was Nigerian, but
Okay.
in our world, you just don't show your wealth.
Okay.
You just don't
Okay.
show wealth. It's not about the designer labels and popping drinks and showing everybody what you have. You just don't show your wealth. Anybody who shows your wealth in our world is someone who's not used to it. I mean, yeah, live good, do stuff good, and all that stuff. But I mean, is that something really necessary? The only way we know she's successful is because we see how she's living. Shouldn't it be in how she's carrying herself?
Right. But that's what we get confused. Like, it's like a lot of we want like how can we meet the good black men if we look up to these black women as the women. You know what I mean?
That's
The
the same.
women.
That's the same. Um, black women see the single black male who on top. You know,
He's
and Miss O,
breaking up.
Miss, how you doing? I heard you was ask for a man that is tall, who got goals, aspirations, and whatnot. And I honestly say that I like that type of thing. I got a whole mountain range. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm going.
He's
And
breaking up.
oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Uh, I just wanted to respond to that thing. Hey, you drove down a place called Dead. Cause I know you be and whatnot. Can you hear?
You breaking up. I can't hear you.
Oh, dang. Hold on.
I can hear you now.
Oh, my bad. So my view. So this hard stay right now. Washington State. I'm originally Texas. You know what I'm saying? And man, I took and I heard you something about blind stuff. So what I did was I was fabricating the dude doing safety, and I was asking, you know what I'm saying? You be cool, and decided to quit the company and go to school. And man, I went from money on the street, making 30 years, 40 years to making 100 a year. You know what I'm saying? I'm so good with my job that I got pleased with the government commending me. You know what I'm saying? I changed my perspective. You feel me? So when you spoke about blind, this shit stuck, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It keep me motivated, keep me going. So every day I'm focused on what I can do better or what I can do to learn from my mistakes. You feel me? So to say I'm born in Texas and I'm in the area that people that I know grew up with would never, man, that shit. The only thing that I'm missing is my people. But besides that, you know what I'm saying? But Dr. Hotel, they got me out there. I'm third single. I had a past relationship because I was like, man, money, and they didn't agree. Shit, look where so if I would have stayed up, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be.
You
But yeah,
breaking up, brother.
Mr. Tank, on that.
You're
Hey,
breaking
your
up.
phone is echoing and breaking up, man. But we trying to hear what you're saying. I talked to Jesse what you're saying, and I want to salute what you done done, man, and tell you I appreciate you for. And I remember reading your message. I remember you sent me an email or something. I read it, man. Shout out and salute to you, man. Much respect. But yeah, you can't go wrong when you shuffle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I already did it, but oh man, I was out, my connection bad. But yeah, man, real. So if you ever have a like something going on where you game, hey, I'm an ocean out trainer. I can train issue out 30, ocean 30 is ocean 10, which is entry level. You know what I'm saying? Feel the whole
Man, send me your number, bro. Send me your email. Send me your contact information because I was a safety trench inspector for Exxon Mobil about 5 6 years ago. But yeah, we can send me your info, man.
yeah, got you. But it's not me, y'all. I'm gonna shout the game. Uh,
Chick-fil-A.
so
Hey.
I'll fuck with y'all. But yeah, man, man,
Yeah, salute. Hold on, man. It's somebody where he at? Jonathan C. I had to mute you. Nah, you unmuted. What's up, nigga room?
Hey, what up with
Salute.
you, man?
Hi,
It's a
nigga
pleasure to
room.
be. It's a pleasure to be in the room with you.
Yeah.
Hey.
But let me first start by saying, yes, it's yes and Yana. Your mic, man. Like when the rest of the panel talking, you got to hit the mute. Oh,
So
yes and
hit.
Yana. Cause on the playback, it's man, it's good game, it's quality, high quality game being dropped in the uncomfortable conversation room this afternoon. Now we shuffled our way to this point, and it was a beautiful shuffle. I mean, man,
Oh man.
I'm just proud to be adjacent. I'm just proud to be adjacent to the people in the power. That's what I'm saying. But I done got on here and I lost because Dr. O, she was dropping it and about yes indeed they're the good Pookies and the good Ray Rays. I self-proclaim myself Pookie or Ray Ray. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I yield to the panel.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I agree with a lot with everybody saying. Uh, Shout out to you, OG saying I really did what you said, man. You know, and how you coming. But I think as far as I came in late, I guess we talking about relationship, but you know, first off, everybody gotta stop lying about who they are and what they want. Cause who you are, ain't gonna equal to what you want. You gotta be willing to meet somebody where they at. And if somebody telling you they are where they wanna be and they passing that off as who they is, it ain't gonna work. When I'm married, I met my wife. I was living in the shack next to a railroad. She came from a little bit something different than that, and she pulled me up out of that. It wasn't comfortable going up because I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna, make this work with my pocket. My pocket wasn't busting like her, so I'm trying to figure out. Hey, I don't want to get no car because, I'm on a budget. So, but she took me from where I was at though, and I think that's where a lot of it get cloudy because ain't nobody really saying, well, you know, if I'm up here and you down here, we can't relate because it's more than just what you want materially if you want to be happy. Because as I was listening to everybody talk, I say, well, even when we was living that shack together, we was happy, you know. And if sometimes, as long as there ain't no violent neighborhood, then sometimes you got to live where you can live to be happy with each other. You know, first, because you that other stuff just fake. If you ain't happy,
Let me just make the point. You done pretty much described that at times the ancient Nigar people, our ascendants, they were some of the happiest people because they were amongst their kind. That's why they didn't want to be around the other kind. That's why they clung to each other. You know, and
yeah,
even when you just gotta share a sandwich,
yeah,
it's still
because
that love that everybody eat. We eating together.
I, I
We
had
communing
posted in
together.
the comment. I posted in the comment from what I was listening. I heard like somebody was talking like they just left out the club or they just left out the church, and a lot of us don't live there. You know, when I say come out the club, they talking about what I got. When they come out the church, about how this person moral supposed to be, this or that, or they supposed to have this or that, or you don't live there. You got to meet in the middle. If the
That's
person is
why the
coming out,
church ain't always in that building. The church don't necessarily be in that building.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mr. Nigga, if I might talk for a minute, brother, I sure enough appreciate that, brother. So I just want to step on out here right quick. I think it depends on like when my father was living, I think it depends on also the type of households that you come from, the type of things that you're going to believe in. My father always had a tendency to ask young gentlemen that were interested in me, are you going to be able to take care of my daughter the way I am? There's no way in the world my father would have gave my hand in marriage to my husband. Then if he said, I'm finna take her over here to a shack, Johnny Dean would have told him, you lying to me. You're not finna take her nowhere over there like that. So I think it depends on how the individual was raised, and I think a lot of times where these single Black women are falling short is because they do not come, unfortunately, from two-parent households, and the majority of them don't even know what it feels like to have a conversation with their grandfathers and fathers and their uncles, and they have no type of expectations. So a lot of times most Black women, when they come into situations like that, I've talked to a lot of women, they just want men, so they're going to run to whatever cup. They're going to run to whatever cup feels that thirst of desperation
Yeah,
after that time. Hold on,
can I
based on
chime in?
societies. Hold on, based
Hold
on
on one second.
society.
Let it reach a point.
Yeah, based on society's social platform that they have, because they feel like Black women feel like, when they're growing up, they playing with the Barbie dolls, it's going to be a Black man or woman. So most Black women gravitate to whoever is giving them attention based on just them telling their friends that they got a man. A lot of women that I've talked to are anxious for the wedding ceremony, not knowing what going inside of the wedding. They're more into the image than the entire thing of marriage. So again, it goes back to the family that you come from, the family structure, and how you were taken care of. I was taken care of by my father, my grandfather, and my mother. And it
Can I
depends
speak?
on the culture. It depends on the culture, because I come from a strong Nigerian culture. Go ahead.
Yeah, and what I want to say to that is, say I was that guy, who said, well, I'm a liar and a thief, and I want to talk to your daughter. You saw the potential in me, you like me, but then you come to find out, or I told you the truth, hey, I'm this, I'm that. Then you want to bring me to your father. Your father, it's up to your father, your uncles, your cousin, your brothers, your mother, your sister to embrace him, to say, hey, well, we'll get his man a fat chance. Because, like, if he ain't got no community, if he isolated from all of them, how he gonna learn what he need to be? I ain't saying he got to take on no child either,
It's
but at
one
least
thing.
he can be
Cinderella don't
honest.
work for niggas. Cinderella don't work for the nigga man. It might work for the nigga woman, but Cinderella don't work for the nigga man.
It's one thing that I've learned about relationships also. And like I said, that's from coaching a lot of relationships throughout the years and talking to different people and being privileged to be around these great men that some people only wish they had their phone numbers. What I have learned is this: when A man can vet another man out. Half the time when a man go to a woman's family, the women, of course, they gonna love him. All you gotta do is tell a black woman's mama, oh, is that your daughter? Y'all look like y'all should be daughters. But it's one thing about my father. My father knows the nature of a man. So if my father look at you in your eye based on conversations that my father have had, he gonna know what time it is with you.
Mm-hmm.
A
And
man
that's
is
what,
another man's characteristic traits and everything. He gonna know what time it is for you if he's
yeah,
in tune to who he is as a man. My father, not only my father took care of the household. Some people would say probably with an iron fist, but with my father doing that, I learned when to speak. When men are speaking, I sit back and I don't say nothing. When it's a room full of men, I don't dare come in. You know, I do what I need to do and I get on out the room. My father can vet a man out. I can't vet a man out. It's not in my nature to do it. I don't know real man. Like when I see black women talking about a real man. Well, where's your daddy at? She never been around one. My father is a living, breathing man. So I value his
yeah,
opinion.
and that's where a lot of men got to be honest with themselves. They say, if I want to do better, you know, that lie gonna keep you. It gonna always stay with you. So you got to tell people, hey, I want better. And if I'm trying to get into a relationship with a woman and I want better, then how I'm gonna lead with a lie? Cause then I really don't want better. I just want her and what she got. You
But
know,
why
but if
you
I
can't get
really
on your
want it,
feet
then I'm
and
gonna be
be better
honest.
and then present yourself to be a better man? Get on your feet first,
Well,
get off your
sometimes,
ass and get on your feet.
sometimes
And then that way you'll
that's
be
right,
more
but
presentable.
sometimes they don't know. Not everybody know. You know, it ain't worked for them when they did try. A lot of people get dough clothes in their face, and it's an unfortunate situation. But it take that one person to say, "Hey, 1+1 = 2," instead of trying to make 1+1 = 100. You know, that's like an Instagram model. I look good, but I ain't got nothing.
But what my dad always told me, a man is proud. A man don't really too much ask a woman for nothing. Before my father would ask any women something in the family, he would go out and crush cans before he got on with General Motors. When my father first came to the United States, he didn't know how to speak English. He didn't have no education. So my mom didn't work. You know, my dad, he went out there, he crushed cans, he was going to school and stuff. He did things in the neighborhood. He I mean, it was endless what my
You're
dad
right.
would do to make sure that everything, because he wouldn't have wanted, you know, my mother to
Right.
want anything or for him to be able to go to her. Okay, fast forward later, out of all those years of working, not asking her, hey, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. I need you to do this. So I'm growing up watching my father. I'm watching, seeing him what he's doing. So if I see my father going out crushing cans to make the household work and not giving an excuse, well, I just need somebody to pull me up. What if our grandfathers did that and say, oh, I just need somebody to pull me up? They got out there and they got it out the mud.
Well, it got to be some kind of network. Not everybody gonna make it on their own. You know, everybody just ain't a born leader. I used to go to school with guys and they were real popular. I'd be like, wow, this guy's popular. You know, he gonna be this, he gonna be that. And I was still trying to find my way. So what it look like for him not to pull me
But
up?
times has changed. They not like how she's saying that
They're
they
not
used
like
to
the way it used to be, but I'm finna give y'all a prime example again. And everything I'm telling y'all is in my book. A prime example of when I say someone can come up is me. Because I used to go in and out the county jail. I got pictures on my page, on my profile pages and stuff of when I used to go in and out the county jail, writing bad checks, doing everything. I came from making $22,000 a year to over $100,000 a year. Now I'm getting ready to get paid over $200,000 a year. So it's when people come and tell me, well, oh, I can't do this because of my background. Well, I had hot checks in my background. Well, I used to go write hot checks and stuff when checks was popular. I came out of that.
Well,
You know what? I
and
came out of that.
women have a lot way more earning potential than men.
Sweetheart.
Not when you break these laws, baby.
That's really irrelevant to the point right there. It's that she
well, what
talking
they
about
got to
you
do?
should be able to come out You may go through your circumstances in your past, but if you're diligent and you work to correct your wrongs and straighten out your paperwork, then there's
Right.
no reason for you not to succeed to a greater level later. You can't just continue to struggle or work and not produce any results. Your
And
work is going to produce results.
And
Facts.
you know what? I never did seal my background either because I was wanting the opportunity to explain about that. When they see, they don't know whether I was writing fraudulent checks at the company. So when people would ask me, well, I see this right here in your background, you know, well, I'm going to go ahead and explain it to them. The greatest gift in the world is to be able to sell yourself. And I sold myself to a many white folks. And then look at me now. We as a community make too many excuses. We have that victim mentality that we hold on to. It has nothing to do with men and women or whatever, where you came from or your social status. We got that amazing grace attitude where we sitting around with, oh my Lord, I can't make it. We need to get that out of our minds. Because if we sit around and that's honestly the way we believe, we're going to constantly continue to be sitting on our behinds and talking like this and not producing.
Yeah, but how they gonna know if you don't tell them?
No,
Cause that,
she's correct. You know why? Excuse me, because that's what I had to figure out through my situation today, presently. There's no help out here but the help I give myself. And after I went knocking on those doors and I
that ain't
realized
no
that,
community.
no, sir. Okay, can I
There
just
is no
finish?
community
But the
presently.
community too, like she was saying, that you have to be able to help yourself. Today's times, I don't know about whatever, but today you have to be able to really help yourself and get up and get out here and do whatever you need to
And
do to get
create
to
your
that
own
next
community.
step. Yes, you have to, because if you don't, I'm sorry. I called my little segment that I was documenting the mean streets of Boston because I wasn't getting no help. And it wasn't just that I wasn't getting any help, it was the attitudes, the I left like 89 miles away to reassess and reprogram, to get myself in a situation to rethink, because where I was, it was so depressing for me. I just kept hearing no, 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 no. And the way that I looked at life, me personally, I said, all right, well, God woke me up, so I'm alive. The second step is I'm getting up to do what I need to do. But sometimes when you get to those doors, they are not always opening for you. Not that I stopped, okay, because I realized that yes, everything's going to turn back to me, and when it did, I am much better, to be quite honest. It's what I did for myself, you know what I mean? Despite anyone, it's like, okay, I'm glad you said that, because this is what I was going to say before. There's a song out that says I understood the assignment, but in reality you got to meet requirements, not understand assignments. Requirements is your name good? Can I go there and apply for that apartment? You understand? Am I working? Do I have the funds? The requirement is all about you, and the assignment is about others. And I think we need to start looking at life and meeting requirements, because that's what is going to speak the volumes for anyone to move forward in this life,
But don't you
despite
wait? Just
what
real
anyone
quickly.
says.
But let me add on what you're saying. But aren't but shouldn't you have requirements to complete the assignment?
Well, no, you shouldn't, because if you don't even know, first of all, I think you have to develop, grow and develop, because requirements is based upon yourself and how you are moving in life. Assignments is like an order someone else go and give you. Make sure you go there. You're listening to someone else's direction as opposed to your own direction and where you stand in this lifetime. And I think that's true. And it goes back to the emasculation of men looking at women for what they have. And you know, just the bottom line, I think it goes back to all of that. Requirements, assignments. Look, doing for yourself and looking for others to do for you. It is a difference. And sometimes, even when you assist people, not everybody that you help is going to help you. Not everyone in the community is going to ride for you, sir. It happens all the time when people go to jail, when you move, when you do lose your place, and just in different circumstances. This is a small note for me, but even I bounced back and recovered because I wasn't as messed up as others thought I was. Now, I wasn't applying myself, but I had something to fall on my feet on like a black cat. And it regarded my requirements. It wasn't about no one else's. I couldn't use no one else's anything to get to where I gotta go. That's just a reality. I know you shaking your head like that's sad, but shit, some shit is sad in this world. Not everyone is coming from a place where.
I was just agreeing with you. I'm listening to you. I'm just, you telling. I can't dispute what you're saying because that's you. You're like you know what I'm saying. I know I ain't. I come in peace. My white flag is waving. I'm just listening, sweet. I was not in agreement. I'm listening.
What's up, New Jersey? What you got? I muted you for a minute. We got a new caller came in. What's up, bro? What you got?
What's going on, man? I was just listening. I chimed in a little bit, but I'm just catching up on the tail end of what's going on. I'm at work, and I'm always listening to you while I'm at work. I finally get to catch y'all on live and join the conversation for real. Y'all can hear me here?
Yeah. You add on? You got something to add on?
Nah, no, not really, not yet, because I'm just getting to the end of what y'all was talking about. I only heard the two ladies speak so far, so I didn't really even catch on to what exactly was the topic on everything.
We blind and shopping through the car.
I already know.
We talking about
I'm enjoying what y'all talking about so far.
Yeah. There is a topic. They ain't no topic.
Yeah, it's picking the boxes in the relationship or the boxes in the relationship. Just saying things that you should have in a relationship and things that you must have in a relationship. And we just trying to bring some light to the subject. We trying to understand how we can be prepared to navigate going into relationship from this point forward, or
No
how we
doubt.
can teach somebody younger than us how to enter into a relationship, understanding what kind of things to check for, what kind of things to make sure that's present, just what type of things to evaluate and, what to look for. Because a lot of times we go into relationships and we don't have the slightest idea as to what we need to be evaluating for, what's important and what ain't important. I know I did anyway. Starting out, I never thought about nothing other than the physical attraction of it. Yeah, that's all. That was enough. So we trying to move beyond that type of thinking.
Yeah, right now I'm in a relationship, but I'm 37, so I'm more looking towards stability. You know what I mean? When I look at a woman, I'm looking for stability now. Like, man, can she take care of certain things I need her to take care at home? I got 3 kids. We had a conversation in the comments one time on an old topic of yours, but I think right now a lot of people got different expectations. I think the women have high expectations and the men don't have low expectations. I listen to a lot of date shows, women calling in to find men, and I listen to YouTube channels of men talking about women. And it look like we all over the place. I don't know, as far as relationships right now, it's gonna be tough for anybody to try to find a solid foundation in relationships. It seems like the times we living in is more difficult than it used to be. The lady was speaking on how she take a lot of things from her dad, her experiences with her father. And the majority of women don't have fathers no more, so they don't have that step advantage that you have. So a lot of women, they sleep with you for swag. You dress right. You got the latest J's or something. You able to get in there. I don't really think they care too much about the substance. is different.
Yeah. Society producing a lot of superficial people. A lot of people who taught to value the things of no value and not to value the things of true value. That's the times we living
Yeah.
in. For some people, not
Yeah,
everybody. For some people.
yeah, not everybody, but some. I see a lot of women. The lady asked a woman. She asked multiple women, like, you know, the guy you sleeping with, is he a potential mate or a potential husband, boyfriend? And the answer is always no, no. I'm not into him like that. I just like for what he could do to me in the bedroom. They don't have nothing else but that. It's like, oh, I don't want to be with him, but I have sex with him. So that's very confusing to me, but I just go along with the times. You know, I ain't trying to save everybody.
Yeah, I mean, people have to say they self anyway. But all you can do is present the information that they can use to navigate in and out of situations. It's up to them to use it. And that's all we doing is bringing information. But you can take what you can use and throw away what you don't decide to use. But in any event, man, we pushing up on 3 hours on this thing, so we're gonna bring this thing to a close. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And anybody got anything they want to say before I close out?
Yeah, I got a question for everybody. Just a random question. Uh,
No, no, no.
what's more important, is it your happiness or your children happiness? It's something I've been thinking about.
Your
That's an easy
happiness.
one.
Your happiness.
My happiness.
Your happiness, because if you are the one who runs everything, you is the one who makes sure everything operates. Your mental has to be good. Your happiness has to be good. You know, and I think through it you make your children happy. You know?
How old are these children?
Like I said, I spoke to you in the comments. I'm the guy that I said I had two-year-old kids, and I'm with a woman, but they're not her children. You know, I kind of we had a quick break. You know, a break. You know what I mean? So that's why I be with my kids' mother. I make my happy, but being with my lady, it makes me happy. So I'm just like in the middle of that. What's more important?
Oh, that was you that hit me up about the dilemmas, the side piece chick dilemmas.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I think to answer your question, I think it all depends on how, if my children are young and totally dependent on me, then of course they happiness supersede mine. When you make children, you have to understand that you are a soldier on the field of life. And at any given time, you might be called upon to lay your life down so that your kids' life could be sustained. As a parent, that's our call of duty. At the drop of a dime, we might have to lay ours down for theirs. And I think that's one of the obligations of a parent when you parent them. I mean, that's how I see that. But if they grown, then I might can compromise their happiness for my. If they grown, I might.
And to be honest, yeah, that's how I felt too. Cause I got an older one, she 18, so I'm like, all right, she out the way. But the two new ones, they both two, and it's like, damn, when I go hang out over their house with them with the mom, I see the effects of how that make them feel. You know what I mean? But when I'm home with my lady, and you know what I mean, I'm like, shit, this how this make me feel. And you know what I mean? I'm just like, damn, it's a tough situation. That's why when you spoke on it, I said, man, this dude hit this shit on the nose, like, cause it is when you're doing good for your woman, your children lacking, you go do good with your children, the woman upset or she feeling away, it's damn near like I'm trying to find a balance. But my whole thing right now, I'm just like, man, trying to figure what's most important, man. I agree with the lady, like if I'm not happy and I can't do much for them, at the same time, I know because I have an older kid, I know the effects of not actually being in the house with them. And I get my kids every day. I got them at least 4 or 5 days out the week, but it's still, not as effective as it would be if I was in the house.
Well, yeah, hey man, I appreciate your insight. I appreciate your input. I appreciate it.
Yours too, man.
To another episode of Uncomfortable Conversations. And I will say this, that I'm looking at this screen and I can see that we starting to, I don't know if we going from an embryo to a fetus, but I can see some development because I remember it wasn't nobody on this screen but me. And now it's 7 of us on here. So we are starting to have some momentum and we are starting to believe and trust in each other. And I appreciate y'all. I was saying earlier when I first came on that one of the dudes that subscribed to the channel, he called me today and he in jail. I don't know how he memorized my number, but he called me. He in jail in Fulton County. I think that's Atlanta. But his name is Steve Hudson. And he left me a CID number that I want to put out there. So if anybody is inspired to move on his behalf, we can. But I told him I do what I could do to see that he got some type of assistance. But his name is Stephen Shelton. His number is 2211481. And he got another JID number. I don't know what that's about, but it's 1125448. When we in these kind of predicaments, we need people that we can call on. And I don't think it's nothing more honorable than meeting somebody on this internet and them having enough confidence in something that you just said to where when they in a predicament like this, they reach out to you. So that made me feel good about everything that I've been doing and everything I'm trying to do. And I just ask that everybody approach it with that same confidence. If that ain't this might not be. But we trying to heal ourselves. Yes, ma'am.
Can I add something, Mr. OG Sane? I don't know who. Somebody got something going on. Are you asking that everyone send this brother some funds or something? Because I would think that you're asking the wrong panel because they won't even send you a super chat and they won't even subscribe to your membership. So we need to emphasize that. I know a lot of times y'all don't like hearing me say that, but this takes Sane away from his family. This is like his job. So it would be very appreciative. I don't get no money for saying this, but it would be very appreciative if y'all would really help his channel and sign up for these memberships. He have a level 1 through level 4 and also his super chats.
But I'm not asking nobody to do nothing. I'm just putting this information out there. Somebody gonna be moved to do something. Because if it ain't in you,
like in the pot. We ain't gonna ask for it. But y'all ready game recognize game. The game is provided free, but donations are accepted. The game is free, but donations are accepted.
I couldn't have said it better. And hey man, I'm gonna start being more consistent, and I'm hoping that we be more consistent and we stop acting so bougie with each other. Cause some of us might be better than the others, but all in all, we one and the same. We incomplete people trying to learn the process of completing ourselves. So I ain't ashamed to expose my flaws and talk about my shortcomings. Especially if it can help somebody else. And if it make me bond with somebody else, then I damn sure feel good about it. I know one thing, who they believe gonna respond. So the man went to jail and called on me, I'm obligated to respond.
And that's $ SANE 60. $same.
Hey, and what's the blind man shuffle merch coming? Huh? Don't we got blind man shuffle merch coming?
Yes, the blind man shuffle merch is coming.
Yeah, we got the blind man shuffle merchandise coming. We've got blind man shuffle hats coming, and hopefully the little wrist deals.
And the
also,
quality
Yeah,
game,
we gonna
and the
need that.
quality game merch coming too.
and
And
also,
the Brian stuff, and the Charleston one. Oh,
if I could make a
it,
little plug
it's
too,
getting bigger and bigger. It's getting bigger. Shout out to Anthony Dewberry. Shout out to Mr. Charleston. Shout out to Dr. O. Much love, y'all. It's been a
I
pleasure
can
this
make a little
afternoon.
plug. If I can make a
Hey,
little plug, all right.
hey, hold up. I got the book club. I'm going. I don't know. I know we don't like to read, so I'm gonna step out of my comfort and I'm gonna start. I got some books I want to bring, and I want to read the books and we expound on the subject. Since a lot of our conversations been about relationships, I got a book right here. Where is it? I got a book right here that I'm gonna be dialoguing out of later on today. One of the problem, I call this a relationship Bible. I ain't sponsoring or endorsing this book. This book just is very informative and helpful. But we're gonna dialogue out this book today from the Mr. Fix It mentality. It's talking about the different ways that men and women process information and the different ways men and women respond to information. By being aware of these type of differences, it can help eliminate problems in our relationships. So later on today, I'll be back on here with the book club, and we're gonna get into some books and expose our minds to some potentially new information. Thanks everybody, appreciate you. One Black Nation.
No doubt.
And I'm out. I'm trying to get out of here. Everybody, salute. I don't know how to end this shit.